Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the final day. Wow, here we are already. Hasn't that come around fast? The final day of the 2023 International Canoe Federation Stand-Up Paddling World Championships, coming to you live from the sands of Jomtien Beach in Pattaya. What a big day of racing we've got. We're going to crown 8 new world champions today. Count them, 8.
We've got 16 already.
Have we got 16 already?
Yeah, in sprints and long distance.
Wow, hello, look at that.
Actually, more than that. We
I was
also
going to say, I
had
think
the
we'd have more.
inflatable.
Yeah. My name's Ross
race.
Solly. With me is Mr. Total Sup himself, Mr. Mathieu Astier, and we've had some great racing, Mathieu, and it's all coming down to this big finale today with the technical races in all age groups. Such great racing we've had already, and I'm so looking forward to what we see today. There is going to be some great matchups, some great finals. We've got 2 blokes who are chasing a treble this weekend. Now, I need to say, before we do anything today, I owe you an apology. Because I suggested yesterday that captainship may not have been a word. I think I said I felt confident as well, and then at about 1 o'clock this morning I got a text message from you. I don't know where you'd been up till 1 o'clock in the morning, but a text message from you at about 1 o'clock this morning with a link to a web page which in fact showed that
Collins Dictionary, please.
Collins Dictionary, no less, that captainship was a word. Okay, let's have a look at our field for our first race of the day.
We've got in lane number 1 for this very first semi-final of the day in the 40-plus women's division, Trish West from Australia. From Canada, Danielle Holdsworth. From Thailand, Tanut Khan. Sun Tun Wong. From Japan, Takayo Yokoyama. From the ICF, Olga Merkulova, already a world champion in the sprints, Verity Thomas. From Great Britain, Petronella Van Melsen, pre-race favorites. From the Netherlands, Florence Yulen. From Switzerland, Kaori Yamamoto. From Japan, here's Florence Yulen from Switzerland.
Ooh, she's looking pensive. She's looking pensive.
And here's Kaori Yamamoto from Japan. Actually, Florence Yulen, who is pretty new to the world of SUP racing, doing really well. Here's Yukui Yuan from China. Say hello to Man Wang, who was really impressive in the first 2 days in the sprints. Yeah. Xu Xian Ni from China. So a big field coming from China. Three Chinese in that first semi-final.
3 Chinese, a couple of Japanese, and a Thai. So really good Asian representation. Now the top 6 will go straight through to this afternoon's final. The rest of the field will go into the B final. So don't forget, folks, it's 2 laps. We get to see that very exciting portage in the middle of the race. It's about 12 steps we counted yesterday for the portage. It all went smoothly yesterday, but I think today, when there are placings in the final on the line, we could see a little bit of carnage on the beach of Jomtien, as we do at about 5 o'clock every morning here on the beach. I don't know what is going on out there, but it's very, very strange. Look at this. We're underway. Again, Mathieu, looks like there's a bit of a breeze. Not as strong as previous days, though, so the athletes will enjoy not having such a strong wind. Petronella Van Melsen, you can see her in the middle of the field, but who's that getting out the fastest? It looks like it could be the Japanese paddler. Is it Yokoyama?
Takayo Yokoyama, on the blue board at the front. Petronella Van Melsen did not start very well there. A bit of a wobbly start for Petronella Van Melsen, but she's now pushing hard to get to that first buoy in first position from the Netherlands. Petronella Van Melsen on the Mistral board. The blue and white board on the right-hand side. That's Takayo Yokoyama from Japan in second. Someone had a good start. That's Olga Merkulova, I think, on the Sonova at the back. That's Petronella. No, I'm sorry. That's Verity Thomas. VJ,
yes, Verity Thomas.
VJ from the Channel Islands, Great Britain on the Sonova board. She had a pretty good start. Let's identify that Sonova board at the middle. I think that's Florence Yulen.
Is it? Yeah. And then just behind there, I can see a couple of the Chinese athletes sitting in the pack, in the chasing pack there. So they need to finish top 6 to get through to the final. And at this stage, we've got a breakaway group of 5.
So, yep, a clear group of 5 at the front with Petronella Van Malsen, Takayuki Koyama. On the red, Sonova on the right-hand side, that's Verity Thomas. In the middle, that's Florence Yulen from Switzerland. And here's is that Daniel Holdsworth or
I think
Olga
so, yeah.
Merkulova?
No, that is Daniel Holdsworth. Daniel Holdsworth going
From,
around the buoy now from Canada.
And here's right at the bottom of the screen, that was Olga Merkulova, the new sprint world champion representing the ICF. It's going to be a tight battle for that top 6, but pretty clear at the front. Petronella Van Malsen has got a race for herself, a big gap.
Apologies for the picture here. I'm not quite sure what the drama is, but it's okay. It's only on our TV. It's okay. Everyone else is seeing everything fine, but we're just having a bit of technical issues here. But nothing can stop us from seeing our race leader. She's got 1 gold medal already this week and a silver. So hoping to finish with another gold today, which would be a good week's work for Petronella Van Malsen. She's been looking pretty relaxed and certainly not being made to work too hard in this semi-final. She's gone very wide.
She's going to have to work on her start and on her buoy turn, though. Look how wide that turn is in the final. Obviously, she's pretty far ahead from the field, so she's got plenty of room and of time to
Danielle
make that
Holdsworth
turn.
making a sneaky move there, trying to cutting things very fine, but gets around okay. Yeah, best thing so far, Matthew. I haven't seen anybody take a swim yet.
No, it's pretty clean so far. We've got Danielle Holdsworth now moving to 3rd position.
Yep.
A good move going from 5th to 3rd.
On that buoy, she just she really cut the corner fine and managed to pick up 2 places. So has moved into 3rd just to feel that little bit more secure.
And
Excellent captainship being shown here by Petronella.
I'd rather
Van
say
Malsen.
captaincy if you don't mind.
Yes.
Ross.
I can't believe it. I've only been speaking English all my life, and I didn't even realize that was a word. But
Some random Frenchman teach you English words.
Isn't that the way, though? You taught me a new word in English. Here we go, down for the first of... Well, we only have 1 portage. So up and around that flag. We counted about 12 steps yesterday to get in, out, and back into the water.
I have to say she's looking strong, Petronella Van Malsen. Very experienced racer. She's taken part in all kinds of races, mainly in Europe. Very regular athlete on the Euro Tour, which is one of the European circuits, international circuits. She paddles with Ricardo Haverschmidt, her companion, and they do great things for the kids in the Netherlands. Petronella Van Malsen with a 15-meter lead over someone who's been used to the ICF podiums over the past 3 years, Takayuki Koyama, who is in 2nd place. I think it's JP Australia board she's on, blue and orange. And behind her, Danielle Holdsworth. Let's just make sure we have a bib number confirmation of who number 3 is. I'm pretty sure it's Danielle. In 4th, though, that's probably the dark horse of that race, actually. Florence Yulen, who's been really doing well.
Yep.
She was unfortunate in the sprint racing. She actually is one of the very few, if not the only, athlete who went out of her lane, and she was disqualified. But she's pretty new on the international scene. Actually, her first international competition for Florence Yulen, who's doing really well in Switzerland. She's being coached by her companion, Nick Cretenant. She is in 4th position right there on the Sonova board. Another Sonova that is VJ, Verity Thomas from the Channel Islands, also a regular on the European scene. She likes to go to France, actually, to take part in with a group of paddlers from the Channel Islands to take part in some popular French races. So VJ is in the mix, number 5. She is currently virtually through to that big final coming up later on this afternoon. Who is in 6th? That is the big question.
Well, we'd like to be able to tell you, but we've now got a black screen, in fact, no screen now. So we're just going off hope at the moment that nothing is changing, because we actually don't. Here we go. Oh, Okay, we're struggling a little bit here with our technology. Our pictures are dropping in and out. I hope everything's okay at home for you. Wherever you're watching around the world, it is our great privilege to be able to bring you the racing today. There is our leader, Petronella Van Melsen. She's been there. Well, as Matthew said, she had a bit of a sluggish start.
And it looks like it's Man Man Wang in sixth place right now. We are going to need a confirmation of that. Perhaps fighting side by side with Olga Merkulova, the new sprint world champion in the 40-plus women's division. Daniel Holdsworth now in second, pushing Takaya Yokoyama to the left-hand side. Florence Yulen in fourth. Verity Thomas, a.k.a. VJ, in fifth. Who's got the sixth place, though? It is Olga Merkulova, by the look of it on the SIC Maui board at the back, I think it was. Obviously a very important spot to be in if you want to make it to the big final in the 40-plus women's division in the technical race discipline. And
Petronella will be very happy with the way this race has gone. She hasn't had to work hard. She hasn't had to take too many risks. She's basically been able to paddle within herself. I know it doesn't seem, if you're watching at home, that doing 2 races in one day but it's been a very long week, and Petronella's been doing all the races. She did the sprints, she did the long distance, and now she's out here doing the technical race as well. And so it has been a very, very long week. So the less energy she needs to expend on the course today, the better. Now, who's that coming in second? That was Tokyo Yokoyama from Japan came in second, and was it Daniel Holdsworth third?
Who went back to third. So Takaya Yokoyama was able to make a big push. Florence Yulen is through. VJ is through. Who was in sixth, though? Are we going to have a confirmation of Merkulova in sixth, or was it Man Man Wang? We'll find out, I guess, in a few moments, because we're already moving on to the semi-final number 2 in the 40-plus women's. And we've got a big field, as you would expect. Of course, we've got Eli Yargues from Spain, who was a bit unfortunate this week. Despite some great performances in the sprint, she had to settle for 4th the other day. But let's start with lane number 1. Hong Zhang from China, another Chinese. That's the fourth athlete to be coming from China. There's another one, so 5 Chinese athletes in 2 semi-finals. That's amazing. That was Sarah Maxey from Great Britain. Here's Christine Sheridan from Singapore. Chisato Iwasaki from Japan. Here's Olga, another Olga Gudova from representing the ICF. This is the pre-race favorite, Eli Yargues from Catalonia, Spain. Maresme, exactly. Here's Susan Lee, who won it all in 2021. She did pick up gold as well last year. Angela McKee.
That was Natalie Rendell. Oh, where are we up to? Yes.
We've got Litvina Chapendal, Natalie Rendell, Jun Liu from China, and here's Xiao Yu Li from Taipei.
Oh, she's got a race.
Did we see Angela McKee?
She's got a race. Yeah, I think we did, just briefly.
Oh, just briefly.
Very
Angela
briefly.
McKee from New Zealand is in the mix. So watch out for Susan Leah. Eli Yargues probably at the front. Angela McKee was what did really well also this past week, this past few days. Who's got the best start? Eli Yargues has got the best start. Another Sonova is also looking good. That's Susan Lee on the right-hand side of your screen. So 2 Sonovas at the front. Who's taken a dive?
Christine Sheridan was one of them, and Hong Zhang from China was the other. They both took a bit of a swim at the start and now have some work to do to catch the field. It is the top 6 that will go straight through to the A final. So if you get stuck behind, don't forget it is 2 laps though, with a portage in the middle. So if you absolutely botch the start, you will have a chance. You have plenty of time to work your way back through the field. But sitting there at the top, it is Eli Yargues who has taken the lead early on, and chasing her down, Matthew,
is Susan Leah from Germany. Sonova ambassador. She was organizing a camp on down in Khao Lak being the home of the brand Sonova here in Thailand, an international brand with a big international team. Ellie Yarges at the front, though. That's a very impressive start by the Catalan, who's got a last chance today to not only win a medal, but potentially win the gold. And when I see what she's doing in front of Susan Lee, I think that's a pretty impressive, and she could get that medal today. We'll see how Susan Lee reacts to that leadership by the Catalan. We've got in third Litvina Champedal. She's got the total subvisor hat, so she should make it to the A final. Litvina Champedal from Switzerland. That's also on a Sonova. Oh, Susan Lee went wide. She lost position. She's moving from second to third. A little bit too wide for Susan Lee, the German, who's lost a spot. But we're really concerned with the top 6. So who else is in the mix for the top 6 position? We've got the Japanese, I think.
We've got Iwasaki in there from Japan. We've got Rendell from Great Britain is in the mix there. And then we've got a couple of the Chinese paddlers, Lu and Zhang, all in the mix now for a top 6 position and automatic entry to this afternoon's finals, this afternoon's A final in the women's 50-plus technical race. But sitting out in front now, we have
Ellie Yarges
doing her stuff.
The Catalan.
With Susan Lee right behind her. She's come back after that very wide turn.
And Ellie Yarges, the 2022 world champion last year in Gdynia. She won the sprint. She picked a couple of other medals, I think, in the other disciplines. But she was unlucky this week, settling for a 4th place in the sprints.
How much did you pay? Ludvina Champendal to wear your hat? By the way, that's,
I don't know, but you have to admit it suits
her
her well.
It's a good hat. It's a fast hat. Looks like it's a fast hat. I don't know why more athletes aren't wearing it. To be honest,
it's been ergonomically designed, of course.
It's very, very smart. And I'd be surprised if more athletes aren't wearing it by the end of today.
3 visor hats, by the way, at the front, huh? Did you notice that? It's a pretty popular item for, especially for women to wear.
So also in that we have Iwasaki from Japan, I think, sitting in 4th, and then maybe Natalie Rendell still holding on to 5th. We'll try and get an idea at this portage here who is currently sitting in 6th position and on the cusp, on the edge. But Ellie Yarges, let's have a look at her portage style.
Yeah, looking strong, huh, Ellie? She only knew about this athlete.
Ellie! Oh dear, that's
not a great entrance in the water by Ellie Yarges. She probably got her fin stuck in the sand and fell at the front of her board. And Litvina Champendal is going to go right in front of her. I have to say, Litvina Champendal looking very good. She stopped racing for a couple of years, mainly focusing on coaching or helping the SUP Swiss team, so Team Switzerland, with and actually the local circuits. She's been doing a good job with that, but now she's back into racing, and it looks like she's going to get her A final. Litvina Champendal on the left-hand side over there, in 2nd place from Switzerland.
And Ellie Yarges, after that undignified re-entry into the water, she'll go back and look at the replay of that and think, oh my God, I can't believe they caught that on camera. We did. It was beamed around the world, Ellie. I'm sorry to tell you that, but at least you're back up and racing again and sitting pretty comfortable there in 2nd or 3rd position. I think the Japanese paddler Iwasaki still sitting there in 4th. And then just behind, I think the last vision I saw, it looked like Natalie Rendell still sitting in 5th. Was it Olga Godova, I think, sitting in 6th position? It was a bit hard to see, but it looked like maybe Olga Godova was in 6th at the portage, but we'll just wait for confirmation now. According to our tracker, yes, it is. Godova's gone ahead of Sheridan now. We're missing an
Natalie
athlete
Rendell
there.
in the mix.
Yep.
Apparently that's her on the NSP board in 5th place right now. So who's got the 6th? Sheridan, by the look of it, according to the GPS. And you know that re-entry on the water after lap number 1 by Ellie is a good warning, you know, because that's the type of mistake that you want to do now, not that you don't want to do in the final. So watch out also for overconfidence. You know, you're well ahead at the front, and all of a sudden everything crumbles apart because you've just made a big mistake. So hopefully that is a good wake-up call for Ellie Yaga. Despite leading, you could lose an important race just with a small detail like that, not lifting the tail of your board high enough when you re-enter the water. Susan Leah, though, took advantage of that mistake. She is now in the lead.
We've got a message on our chat from the Moose. The Moose is up and about this morning, Matthew. He says, fast hats are best worn backwards, according to Confucius. I don't think Confucius did say that, actually, Moose. But anyway, we'll go with that for now. So here we are coming down to the finish line, and it does look like it'll be a pretty comfortable result here for Suzanne Leah in front. She's pretty well paddled a perfect race, just raced within herself. No panic, just getting the job done, and that's what you need to do in a semi-final. They've got a bit of time after this to go back to their room, hotel room maybe, and just have a bit of a rest up, come back out this afternoon and race for gold and race to become an ICF stand-up paddling world champion for 2023. And imagine going into next year's world titles in Florida as reigning world champion. It would have a good feel to it, I'm sure. Here she comes down to the finish line now, representing Germany, Suzanne Leah. Perfect dispatch. And crossing the line now comfortably in first. Good race for second in the background, Matthew.
Ellie Yarges in second, another son of a board. I'm sure Martin Janke, the son of our CEO, is probably watching on the beach right now. Will be pleased with that one.
Good result there for the Japanese paddler as well, Iwasaki, who's moved into third, and then 607, of course, is Champendale.
And we've got the total sub visor hat in fourth. Going to the A final, Litvina Champendale.
What's happening in the background? Is that
Switzerland? Oh, someone is properly swimming there. Definitely jumped early. Is that Natalie Rendell? I think it is.
She jumped. She swum the last 20 meters.
So Natalie Rendell finishing in top 6. That's lucky. She could have lost that spot if she had been sitting in 6. So who got in front?
Christine Sheridan was
Christine Sheridan was, yes, from Singapore through and going to the B final. The first to go in the B final is Gudova, Olga Gudova, representing the ICF. Wow. Very interesting finish for Natalie Rendell. What happened there?
I think she jumped way too early. I think she thought that it was a lot shallower than it actually was. She's quite a tall lady, so maybe she thought that it would just come up to her knees, and next thing she knows, it's coming up to her butt, and she went under. So
or maybe she thought it was a biathlon?
Biathlon, yes.
Swim and SUP?
Maybe so. Maybe that's what it was. But
actually,
anyway,
triathlon. There's a bit of running involved.
I think she got through though.
In
top
the end.
6.
Yes, she did, and that's good on her. Well done, Natalie Rendell, showing off her swimming skills in the last meters of the race. We're moving on.
That's confirmation first of the first semi-final. Olga Merkelova did get through in 6th position. VJ Thomas is there. Florence Julien is there. Daniel Holdsworth.
So 7:39 is the time of Petronella Van Malsen in semi-final number 1. Let's find out what Susan Leah's time is, just to have a bit of a
it's a bit hard to. I think quite obviously Petronella was taking it pretty easy in the front. And I think Suzanne Leah wasn't exactly pushing herself either. I think they both raced within themselves, conserving as much energy as they can before the final later on today. But you can see now, getting ready behind the start line is our men's 40-plus category.
Yeah. And before we move on, actually, let's just remind ourselves that Susan Leah is indeed the 2022 defending champion, so expect a big battle between Susan Leah, Petronella Van Malsen, and Ellie Yarges in the final, and other other big names as well. And moving on to the men's, we've got a big field that we are going to have the start of the race in 5 minutes. That's plenty of time for us to scrutinize who's in that first semi-final.
Before we introduce some questions on the chat line, John wants to know, why is the Kiwi racing under the British flag? Just working out which New Zealander is racing under the British flag. Who are they talking about?
I don't know idea. You're going to have
John,
to give us a bit more
more information, John, and we'll try and find out. Well, who have we had? Who's been racing for Great Britain? Let's have a look. In the last race, Natalie Rendell, is she from New Zealand originally?
Well, 7:34 is actually a better time. So Susan Lear going into the final with the best time. As you can see on your screens, 7:34. I think it was 7:39 for Petron Lavan-Marsen. We saw that a few minutes ago.
Great to see an athlete from Singapore there as well, Matthew, getting into the final. Christine Sheridan representing Singapore. So it's been a good week, I think, for the Asian countries at these World Championships. They've really stepped up, and I think they're making a mark now.
Yeah, we saw Indonesia on the podium. We saw China, at least in the semi-finals. Taipei, we've seen a lot of Taipei athletes progressing pretty far. Hong Kong as well has been in the mix all week, so really exciting to see all these new countries developing fast.
And I ran into a couple of Chinese athletes last night who were telling me how much they've enjoyed being here. They had over 100 athletes competing. Okay, let's introduce our field now.
That is, if it's late number 1475, is Elfanto Tan from Indonesia. Talking about Southeast Asia. Here's Rob
There's
Sinova.
our man. There's our co-commentator. Look at him. He's bringing his A game. He is on track. He cannot wait to get back in the commentary box. Focus on your race, though, Rob. Get into the final, man. Stop bludging.
Wen Junpon from Singapore. Here's Pierre-Alain Debois from France. He is the long-distance 2022 world champion. That was in Poland last year. Here's Filip Korcicki from Poland. Here's one of the favorites, if not the favorite, Tommy Boudet from Canada.
Me. Is it too
Another
much to
Canadian with a funny hat. This is Tim Oliver from Canada as well. He'll be on the starboard. Branislav Sramek from Czechia. I've been told to pronounce Czechia.
Good man.
So I'm saying Czechia. Here's Justin Wallmark from Sverige, Sweden. Here's Joep van Bakkel, the new long-distance world champion from the Netherlands. Stelios Mustakalis from Greece. And Thomas Varnas from Lithuania in lane number 12. Two Canadians at the front.
Is that a funny camera angle? Is Thomas Varnas a giant? Is he a giant? In lane 12?
He's not that tall. He's not that tall. I would say 180, 1 meter 80.
Must have been a funny camera angle then, because he looked
the tallest of them all is probably Tim Oliver, right there in the middle on the starboard, right next to another Canadian on the SIC with the SIC Maui board. That's Tommy Boudet. Watch that also for Pierre-Alain Debois, and of course Joep van Bakkel. Branislav Sramek is also from Czechia. Is also a fast racer. Who's got the best start? As you, Tommy Boudet, of course. But right next to him, Filip Korcicki had a pretty good start with a black hat and the NSP board. But at the front, Tommy Boudet is showing how it's done from Canada on the SIC Maui board.
And if you notice that they're going a bit harder in this race, Matthew, it's because only the top 3 get through to the A final. So really, in a big field like this, 12 competitors, just 3 get through to the A final. So that's why you can see they are going lickety-split there at the... Oops, and Daisy, somebody almost ran straight into the... Oh, my goodness.
Sticking for Filip Korcicki from Poland.
And is he bringing others down with him? Why go down yourself when you can take others with you?
Now we've got Branislav Schramek and Tim Oliver pushing hard, both on starboard, to get that the third position. Joep van Bakkel looking pretty good right now on that son of a board. In second position at the front, though, it is the Canadian favorite, Tommy Boudet, who's been scoring a lots of medals, including some gold ones, in the past 3 years under the ICF at ICF SUP World events. He is very much in the lead now with that Stingray quick blade paddle that is creating a bit of excitement since the beginning of the week for those who have been using it. A new type of blade.
Well, I actually asked him, I was talking to him about it yes. Oh, there's someone else that's had a stack here on the second buoy. He said it's actually, even though it looks a big wide paddle, it's actually not as wide as the paddle that he began using many, many years ago. So it's actually, in terms of its width, it's actually a smaller paddle, but very, very effective. He said he absolutely loves it. It's revolutionized the way he's paddling, and look at him go. He looks like he's paddling with a giant fly swat, doesn't it? But he is. And Joep van Bakkel second. I asked him after he won gold the other day whether he thought he could back it up with another gold. He told me, he says, "Oh no, technical's not really my race."
Ooh, Tim Oliver almost losing his balance there at buoy number 4. Branislav Schramek is going to have to push hard if he wants to get into the top 3.
We've got another lap, don't forget. We have another lap, so we've got a bit of time to make up. Plenty of water still to be paddled over. It's a bit congested here. It's a bit like Piccadilly Circus down here at buoy number 4.
So in 5th place, we've got Thomas Varnas from Lithuania, who goes down.
It's I think it's about the second time. Oh, he's going to go in again, I think. It doesn't matter.
I think wasn't that Rob Sinova?
Was it? I think he's... come on, Rob. Just focus, man. We need to get you into the final. Not that we don't want you in the commentary box, but work hard. Tommy Boudet there, just making sure everything's in place.
Look how the strong legs.
Look at that perfect re-entry.
Good
That's
running.
how you do it. That is how you do it for Tommy Boudet. Going along very nicely in front. Right behind him it is our freshly minted long-distance world champion, Joep van Bakkel from the Netherlands. And then sitting in third, is it still Tim Oliver? Yes, I think so, sitting third.
You know what? When I see Tommy Boudet paddling, you have to recognize how fast he goes back to the front, and I think that's probably one of the advantages of that paddle format, actually. Because it's not that deep, you actually can exit the water pretty fast, and look how fast he bounces back to the front with that blade. I think that's probably one of the key advantages of that Stingray paddle by Quick Blade.
Well, it seems to be working for him all right at the moment. It's Daylight second at the moment. He is absolutely streeting this field. The big Canadian, I say big Canadian, he's not that big, but he's a very powerful man, very well built for stand-up paddleboarding. Just doing a bit of a shimmy. Look at the move. Look at it. I mean, the man, imagine, and I'm sure we will see him on the dance floor tonight. He will be busting some moves. He's got a few secret moves that he puts on the paddleboard, and then he's got a few different secret moves that he brings out on the dance floor. And we'll probably see those tonight.
That's
I reckon.
tonight. That's tonight.
Yeah, that could well be tonight.
So Joep van Bakkel, you have to be impressed with that athlete from the Netherlands who's celebrating his first ICF SUP World participation with a gold medal in the long distance. He's sitting in second right now, so definitely one of the favorites now for potential podium placement in the final. Branislav Schramek went on the left. Here's Pierre-Alain Debois on the SIC Marie 463. That is the long distance ICF World Champion from last year. That crazy, chaotic long distance we had in Gdynia, Poland, in some pretty stormy conditions. And he did really well ahead of Olivier Dario-Merlu. That is another big name we're going to find in semi-final number 2. But at the front, though, Tommy Boudet is getting the job done. A fairly comfortable and convincing win for Tommy Boudet from Canada.
I think we are going to have 2 Canadians go through, which my very good friend Ian Mortimer, who's watching back in Canada, getting very, very excited. He had a suggestion yesterday that maybe next year everybody could wear their national team uniforms. Might be easier to then pick them out on the start. But I don't know that that's going to happen, and that might be a little bit that might be just taking things a little bit too far. I think it makes too much sense for our sport to do that. Look at Tommy Boudet, though. He is well in control here. Give us a smile now, Tommy. Come on, mate. Just a little one. You can do it. Come on. Turn the head. Oh, that's the way. Get the brand facing forward. Here he is, Mr. Boudet. There's a smile. I saw it.
Joep van Bakkel in second place from the Netherlands. Well done.
He's looking for a total sub visor.
And Team Oliver with a cyclist looking hat, huh? It's like bike. It looks like he's been bike riding for 1 kilometer.
So Tim Oliver
from Canada.
So that is your 3 that will go into the final. Pretty convincing, really, for all 3 with Tommy Boudet, Joep van Bakkel from the Netherlands, and Tim Oliver from Canada.
And going to the B final, Branislav Schramek from Czechia, Pierre-Alain Debois from France, who's going to make it to the B final in 6th place. It is, who is that?
That's 5-3-1. That's
Philippe Korsicki.
So where's our co-commentator? Rob Canoe. Here he comes, is it?
No, that's
that
was 5-3-1. Philippe Korsicki, right? Philippe Korsicki was going to.
He is a big man, Tommy Van. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like a.
All right.
He's like a man giant. So
all a matter of perspective.
Yeah. All right. So again, just 3 from this semi-final. We'll introduce them to you in just a moment. The second semi-final.
So Tommy Boudet was
on the text line. Where are we here? Florian says, Mathieu, will you come to the Glagla?
I think so. I actually got an email yesterday from the organization. It sounds like I will be covering the Glagla race. That will be end of January. Let's move on to semi-final number 2. We saw Jianhua Fan from China. Here's Hu Luo from China as well. Vicente Tortajada from España. We've got from Thailand. Dulianai Saeung. Yeah. Here's from Japan with a sexy goatee, Seiji Kashiwagi. Georgios Frakos, impressive in the long distance the other day. From Greece, Angel Ruiz. From Spain, Tomas Lelovic, the new sprint world champion, looking determined there. From Slovakia. Apologies. Ooh. Nimrod Nir representing the ICF. Here's Jong-sig Jang from Korea. Bart Jansegers from Belgium. And here's Derek Cross from Australia.
So an interesting field here. No out-and-out favourite, I wouldn't have thought, in this race. Just follow-up question for you, Florian. You've asked if Mathieu will come to the Glagla. Do you want him there? Because if you don't, just let me know, and I'll make sure that he's not there.
Oh yeah, maybe they might not even sign up. Oh, maybe. That's Mathieu again.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Exactly.
All right, some big names, some very big names. Only 3 spots for the NA final. Who's going to get it between Tomas Lelovic, Angel Ruiz, Georgios Frakos, Seiji Kashiwagi,
Angel, of course.
Nimrod Nir.
Angel Ruiz from Spain.
Don't say Angel, say Angel. Angel Ruiz on the starboard right there in the middle. Who's got the best start? Tomas Lelovic has got a good start on the right-hand side, but Angel Ruiz from Spain on the starboard has got the lead, along with Tomas Lelovic on the Sonova. Who is that gentleman on the right-hand side on the starboard? Also
that's Nimrod. That's Nimrod Nir.
That's Nimrod Nir.
And keep an eye out for the Japanese paddler Kashiwagi. I think he'll be up there challenging as well for a top 3 position. He's had a good week. And in fact, there he is there, I think, coming through in... oh no, he's just dropped. I think he's on the outside there. So he's moving maybe into 2nd or 3rd at the moment. Is that Kashiwagi with the cap on the left there? Mathieu? I think... let's try and get a better look-see here, but going into the lead.
Tomas Lelovic.
Tomas Lelovic in
Slovakia at the front. That athlete who lives in Finland.
Just behind him it is Georgios Frakos from
Greece on the NSP, yes.
And then sliding there into 3rd place. I'd like to think it is the Japanese paddler, but we'll wait for confirmation. I think it might be, goodness me, don't tell me I got it right, did I?
481 or 487.
That is Kashiwagi.
That is
from
Seishi
Japan.
Kashiwagi. Well spotted there, Ross. There's a battle for that 3rd place, though, with that starboard inviting itself at the front of that semi-final. Number 2 in the 40-plus men. There's a big gap behind him. Who is that on the starboard then? Angel Ruiz, most likely, because he did have a great start. We're going to need to... Yes, that's him. That's Angel Ruiz, confirmed by the GPS tracker. But, ooh, making
Georgios
a move.
Frakos.
Georgios Frakos.
The Greek is making a big move here.
The Greek wants to show what he's made of in this first lap. Reaching buoy number 4. Now in first position, Tomas Lelovic is going to have to be careful. Going a little bit wide there in 2nd place. We've got the Japanese in 3rd and
Nimrod Nur.
Nimrod Nia and not
in 4th.
Angel Ruiz in 4th. So I guess the GPS got it wrong.
Or is it?
Maybe not entirely sure.
I think they're all of those are wrong. I don't think. I think something's gone wrong with our GPS.
Let's go.
Now there we have. That's more like it. That's correct. Frakos, Lelovic,
that's the one.
Kashiwagi, Nia, and Bart Jansiger is sitting in 5th at the moment. So just 3 will go through to the final, though. So at the moment there is a race in 4 here. One of these chaps will miss out. So they need to just stay focused here. Keep on their A game.
And look at that Japanese paddler making a move on Tomas Lelovic. That top 3 is not secured yet for the sprint world champion Tomas Lelovic from Slovakia. He's going to have to keep it together for another lap. He's in 3rd place. He was in 1st. Now Georgios Frakos looking strong at the front of the race there.
The Japanese paddler had a big wobble there, but he stayed on. That is Kashiwagi. He looked almost like...
Going down! Tomas Lelovic on the Sonora. Come on, Tomas, get back on that horse right away.
He needs to get moving because he's now slipped into 4th and he does not want to be 4th.
Tomas Lelovic, the new world champion in the 40-plus men's category in the sprints, is in 4th place. A bad spot to be in when you want a final qualification coming up later on this afternoon. Georgios Frakos is having none of that, though, at the front. And looking very well composed in first position.
Seiji Kashiwagi, the Japanese paddler, has now consolidated his 2nd position. And Nimrod Nur, who would have seen Tomas Lelovic go over, it was right in front of him, so he thought, okay, here's my chance. And so he's now trying to put a bit of distance between himself and Tomas Lelovic, who's back on his board. But you can see they're currently sitting in 4th and quite a big gap between Lelovic and Nimrod Nur. So I don't know whether Tomas Lelovic can actually make up that ground. He's going to have to work really hard over the closing stages of this 2nd lap.
I really like the turn by Kashiwagi. Very much in control. Pretty radical turn there by the Japanese athlete. Nimrod Nur, representing the ICF, is in 3rd place right now. A bit of a legend in his country, I was told. And at the front, it is the Greek. You know what? Right after these amazing championships, I'm gonna have to do some homework on a few countries, and Greece is definitely one of them.
Do those countries involve you going at the country's expense to spend some time there, maybe checking out some resorts and stuff?
That's a whole new business model you're actually suggesting. That's such a good idea, Ross. I'm going to hire you as a sales consultant for Thomas.
I can see that it'd be money well spent for any country that wants to pay for Matthew to travel the world, just sample some local resorts, some local chicken nuggets, and maybe he can report back at next year's World Championships on what he discovered. But look at Georgios Frakos here. He is cruising towards the finish now. He's had a good week, Georgios, hasn't he? He's been consistent across the board and is really making a bit of a name for himself here in the technical as well. He will... I don't think this time is going to be as fast as Tommy Boudet's time. I mean, I might be proven wrong, but it just seemed to me that Tommy Boudet put down a pretty solid time in the first semi-final. Let's see if we get a minute. In a minute, we'll see whether Tomas Lelovitz has managed to make up any ground. No, not enough.
Looking very good. Georgios Frakos crossing the line in first place. Semi-final number 2. We've got 2 more coming up. Top 3 go through. Who's getting the second place? It is our Japanese athlete Seiji Kashiwagi, and Nimrod Nir, representing the ICF, is gonna get it. Third place ahead of a very unfortunate athlete, Tomas Lelovitz, who fell entering the water for lap number 2. Who's going to get that first spot for final B? Nimrod Nir is happy with that. Final A for the ICF representative, and Tomas Lelovitz unfortunately goes to the B final with 5:04. That's Duliane Sehung from Thailand.
Big shake of the head there from Tomas Lelovitz.
And Angel Ruiz from Spain is going to get that last spot in the B final. Moving on to semi-final number 3.
So Florian does, he says, of course he wants you to come. He's actually asked me to join you. I don't know that we could do. I'd
love to go to visit Greece for sure. Who?
No. Florian talking about the Glagla.
Oh, the Glagla. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the Glagla. It would be my 3rd year at the Glagla in January. Actually, such a great event. 800 people on the water. That's in the on an icy lake, sometimes a snowy lake. Here's Tse-Tsu Wei from Taipei in lane number 1. This is semi-final number 3 of the 40-plus men's technical race division. Sakta Wayele. Did we see Martin Anderson?
I did not see him.
Sakta Wayele. Here's Artem Avramenko. Jikatorn Sivankrach from Thailand is here. Christian Taher looking strong. Look at those muscles.
Look at that. I think he's got some product. Has he got product in the hair today?
Martin Teichmann, the sexy ponytail from Berlin. There you go. Martin
like
Teichmann, a good friend. Reza Naziri as well. He wishes he had a ponytail, Reza. And Albert Foltz from Catalonia, Spain, a good friend of mine. I used to paddle with this guy.
That's not what he told me, but anyway, let's look at George Klinakis looking good.
The barman.
The barman.
He's the barman.
Yeah, all right.
Rimvidas Rasius from Lithuania is there, as well as Sung Ho Han from Korea, to wrap it up for our 12 semi-finalists in this semi-final number 3.
Is Martin Anderson there then or not? It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think Martin Anderson's missing.
Martin Anderson from Denmark. Yes, quite possibly. I don't see him. So we've got 11 out of 12 semi-finalists in there. Top 3, once again, go through.
So we want to watch Christian Tauhau, Martin Teichmann in the middle. Reza Nassari, of course, from Italy. Albert Folch. This is a very good heat, a very good semi-final.
Great start by Christian Tauhau. The son of a team manager, Christian Tauhau, is taking the lead, looking very good.
Oops, what's happening here? What's going on?
The JP Australia, that's 468. That's George Kleinakis.
That's our barman. Was that our barman? Looked like he might have come straight from the bar. He had the wobbly legs on. Look at our Korean paddler, Song Ho Han, coming across from the extreme outside, and he's going to challenge Christian Tauhau for the lead early. In fact, he's going to get the inside running on that buoy. Ooh, look at that nice move.
And I think we have a tie in a third. I think it is Jikato. Is it?
Yep,
513.
Seven Gratch. Yep, 7 Gratch, is it?
Oh, it is Sakta Wanyale, actually. 513 is Sakta Wanyale. So we've got a tie in third place right now. So virtually qualified for the A final. Of course, they're going to have to complete 2 laps of 500 meter each to go to the A final. Christian Taher from Graz, Austria, the son of a team manager, which being challenged for his balance there after buoy number 2.
Look at that big move there from 522 coming through on the inside. It is Avramenko who's moved now into third because our Thai paddler went so wide he ended up crossing over into Malaysia, in fact, and now he's come back and rejoined the field, which is very nice of him to do that. It's better to have him in the field than out of the field, but that meant that Artem Avramenko from Ukraine has slipped into third position. Top 3 paddlers all go straight through to the final.
Is Christian Taher smiling right there at the front? Looks so comfortable on that son of a board. Christian Taher from Graz, Austria, a key character on the Austrian SUP racing scene, being involved with the Austrian SUP Federation, or SUP Association.
Look at our Korean Song Ho Han, who had a great start. Artem Avramenko now has moved into
that's
third.
A good move by Artem Avramenko over Sakta Wanyale from Thailand. Martin Teichmann is going to make a big push now, perhaps overtaking the Thai athletes, but Christian Taher looking strong, far ahead.
That's not a smile. That is a grimace. There is no smiling going on there. He's just getting the job done, I think.
He is, but he's also a very funny guy, and I wouldn't be surprised actually for him to to have a bit of a grin during his race. Anyway, he is completing lap number 1. Christian Taher, who used to be a fanatic rider and moved to Sonova just a few months ago to manage an entire team, SUP racing team. That's him at the front. Christian Taher from Graz, Austria, on the Sonova. We've got a starboard in second, and that's the athlete from Korea, Sung Ho Han.
Oh, get on.
Martin Teichmann moved from 5 to 4. So it's not over yet. There's a tight battle going on between a Korean, a German,
and Avramenko, I think, from Ukraine. So we have 3 athletes there racing for 2 positions at the moment, because only 2 of those 3 athletes will go through. Let's assume that Christian Tauhau will stay on his board and stay out in front, because he's got a big gap now on the rest of the field. But there's a good battle. The man that you confessed your love for with his ponytail has moved into second, I think. I think that's why he was a bit slow. He was a bit put out by that. He wasn't expecting you on international television to confess your desire for his ponytail. And
I'm just jealous. Have you seen my haircut?
Yeah.
Christian Taher has got a 20-meter lead now over Artem Avramenko in second place. The Ukrainian Sung Ho Han from Korea has lost a position. Martin Teichmann is going to try hard to get that top 3.
This is going to be where the movie is made. This will be where the movie is made. Let's see who does this corner the best. This boy the best. Good corner for our Ukrainian.
Oh, Martin Teichmann making his move now.
Martin Teichmann makes the big move, and he slipped into third position. What a move by the German. He just waited, bided his time, and saw an opening there and took it. And so he has moved into the A final position. That is third. Now, what can our Korean do? Sung Ho Han, he's paddled such a brave race, made such a big start.
So we've got Sakta Wanyale in 5th, and in the chase, Albert Folch from Catalonia in 6th. And I spotted another starboard on the left-hand side after that buoy number 2. Christian Tower, though, looking very comfortable at the front. Just one last green buoy for the athletes from Graz, Austria. On that son of a board, actually 3 son of a boards at the front of that semi-final number 3, with Artem Avramenko in 2nd, and now Martin Teichmann in 3rd. Sung Ho Han is going to have to go into sprint mode pretty soon if he wants to get into that A final.
Been a good race from Avramenko, hasn't it? Nice, consistent race. Just been thereabouts throughout, sitting around 2nd, 3rd, 4th in that top 3 really throughout the race. So just racing within himself.
Avramenko, who is the 2022 ICF SUP World Champions in the sprints last year.
Christian Tauhau, though, just cruising down here to the finish line and booking himself a place in this afternoon's final.
Come on, don't make me lie, Christian. Give us a big smile as you cross the line. Christian Tauhau, there you go. More than a smile, it's a look of determination, or a shout of determination for Christian Tauhau from Austria. Artem Avramenko in 2nd, and Martin Teichmann is going to be very pleased with that result. He is going to the main final. Unfortunately, Sung Ho Han is settling for the B final, and we're moving on to our 4th and last semi-final in the Master 40+ men's division, with last year's winner, the defending champion, Olivier Dariomerlu, who is ready to win gold today. He's going to have first to qualify for the A final through that semi-final number 4. Our friend Patrick Boyum is also in there, but let's start with lane number 1. Nenad Mikovic from Serbia, lane number 1. Pongpat Patumsuwan from Bangkok, Thailand, in lane number 2. Looking pretty sharp, this Thai athlete. Kulea Gabriel from Romania. Our friend Patrick Boyum, the Swedish giant, in lane number 4. Here's David Anewi from New Caledonia, France. Olivier Dariomerlu, the defending champion. He wants a gold medal today. Takuya Honda from Japan. In the mix, we also have Yohei Yoshida from Japan, also a favorite. We've got Patrick Agusol from Australia, Frenchman who's established in Australia. We've got Tanased Sangtongkrat from Thailand. Go Thailand! And Yuval Dori representing the ICF. We're going to have our Hungarian friend Balasili, who is a starboard distributor in Hungary.
So we want to watch your friend Olivier Dariomerlu in the middle. Next to him, Takuya Honda, of course, Yoshidi from Japan. A couple of strong Japanese paddlers in this race. Who else? The big Swede, I suppose. Patrick Boyum will be making a bit of a nuisance of himself at some stage. Patrick Agasol, the Australian. I'm going to call him Australian. You keep calling him a Frenchman, but he doesn't care about France. All he cares about is Australia.
I'm sure he doesn't mind a Boeuf Bourguignon once in a while. Olivier Dariomerlu, first standing on his board and already at the front on the 4-5 Pro Bowl. The athlete from Seignos in the southwest of France is taking the lead. We've got Yohei Yoshida in second place. From Japan, who's got the 3rd place? It looks like Kulea Gabriel is looking pretty strong on the left-hand side, but in the middle, who is it? It is David Anui, another Frenchman from New Caledonia, behind the Japanese athlete Olivier Dariomerlu, though, looking fast at the front of the race.
Yeah, in fact, only one athlete's been able to go with him. He's gone out that fast. He's blown the rest of the field away. So these two lead athletes, Yoshida from Japan second behind Daramalu. That is a really strong start from these two athletes. Now, who's this coming across to try and bridge the gap? Matthew.
So behind Yoshida, I believe this is David Anui from New Caledonia, France. So two Frenchmen at the front of the race right now, and that Frenchman in third has got a bit of a gap for himself.
Daramalu went very wide on the bend there.
A little bit too safe of a turn, and someone is challenging him. That Yoshida, Patrick Agusol being challenged there with his balance. We've got Patrick Boyum getting to buoy number 2 there.
Stay on, Paddy. Stay on, Paddy. Look at him go. He's like he's walking across the Niagara Falls on a tightrope at the moment, but he managed to stay on just.
All right, back in front though. It is Olivier Dario-Merlu.
He made, as Matthew said, he took it very, very safe on that first turn, and that let the Japanese paddler Yoshida through on the inside. Let's see what he does here.
Front side turn. Well handled there by the Frenchman in first, Ryohei Yoshida in second, and David Anui, who's pretty new on the international racing scene actually. David Anui, I know he trains with the likes of Titouan Puyot and Noe Gariou, Vae Gariou down in New Caledonia, but we haven't seen David Anui on the international scene just yet. Look how fast it is going at the front. Looking strong, Olivier Dario-Merlu from Les Landes. That's the county name of the area of Seignos and Osego, and which are places which are only 15 away from my house actually. I live in Souston, not far from Olivier actually, who lives in Seignos. The 425 Pro team manager. He's reaching the beach in first place. One more lap to go for the Frenchman, who is the 2022 world champion in this discipline, technical racing. That was a pretty early launch on the water, I think. Be careful with that fin being caught on the sand. Ryohei Yoshida also looking good on the SIC Maui board, an SIC Maui official team rider ambassador from Japan.
So the three leaders here really have a big gap between themselves and the rest of the field. So you would hope, Matthew, that they'd get a bit of a. I mean, they'll get to see that when they came around and did the sand run, that they don't need to do anything risky now, because they should all be able to cruise through here and make it into the next round. So these two at the front, just be careful you don't cut each other's throats here, because they are going hammer and tong here, Yoshida and Daramalu. And in fact, I think it's Ryohei Yoshida now who has taken the lead. What an impressive race from this young man from Japan. I say young man, they're in the 40 plus, which is young these days, Matthew. That is young. 40 is the new 20, I've been told, reliably.
I reckon so, being 45.
Yep.
Ooh, going straight into the buoy, Ryohei Yoshida. And Olivier Dario-Merlu cleverly positioning himself in second place. He should try and grab that draft, though, from the Japanese athlete Ryohei Yoshida in front. I think Ryohei was injured for quite a while, so I'm happy to see him back in top form there, Ryohei. I think he was a bit unlucky in his previous race. He fell. I mean, obviously, he qualified for that big semi-final, but remember him falling in the very first leg of his previous race. So Japan, France, and France again with that starboard athlete David Anui from New Caledonia, and the SIC Maui rider Ryohei Yoshida. Those great images from the drone, by the way. That
Fantastic.
Drone is able to actually just travel all across the field and getting some amazing views of the technical race competition. That's beautiful.
So the crowd building up there, you can see on the right of your screen, there's a good crowd starting to come down here to the sand. It's starting to warm up in Pattaya. It's again, it's going to be another hot day. And there'll be a lot of people who will come down this afternoon to have a look. A lot of people who've possibly never seen this sport before will be coming down this afternoon to watch and enjoy our World Championship finale. It's been a fantastic 5 days or so of racing. We've been so privileged to see some of the racing we've seen this year, with hundreds and hundreds of competitors competing across all age groups. And already people are starting to talk about next year's World Championships, of course, which will be in Florida.
Yep. Have you been to the Sarasota?
No, I haven't. No,
Water Sports Center?
I haven't been. I was going to go to the World Cup this year, but it clashed with the... Here we are crossing the finish line.
Ryohei Yoshida from Japan in first position, going to the A final. Olivier Dario-Merlu with a pretty clear qualification. Took it easy in the last part of the race, and a dark horse making it through to the A final. That's David Anouilh from New Caledonia, France, who apparently is a pretty fast racer when he's not building swimming pools in around Nouméa. So that's our top three for this last semi-final of the 40-plus men's division, and getting a qualification for the final B. We've got Koulia Gabriel and Patrick Agusol, another Frenchman slash Australian. Oh, he forgot his paddle.
Oh my goodness.
Koulia Gabriel, good thinking there.
Yeah.
And who's going to get that last spot in the B final? It is 526. 526 Takuya Honda, another Japanese.
Now, for those wondering why Gabriel may have turned around and ran back for his paddle, if you cross the line without your paddle, you're disqualified.
And Pongpat Patumsuwon finished in 7th place there from Thailand. Woo! Really fast-paced, huh? Yeah. That start by Olivier Dario-Merlu was probably the fastest we've seen so far. Tommy Boudet looked impressive indeed, but I think Olivier Dario-Merlu definitely had the fastest start. Very convincing start by the Frenchman.
So we'll just get confirmation in a moment of who there we are. Here we have who's going through to the final. Tommy Boudet, Joop van Bakkel.
So 6 minutes 18 by Tommy.
So those top three will go straight through, and then the next three into the B final later on this afternoon. There's our friend Rob Sanoa, finished in 9th. Tim Oliver got disqualified.
Huh? No, A final. It says A final, right?
But then it had disqualified. Tim Oliver. We're just looking for confirmation there because he had disqualified at the end.
What?
Okay, we need to find out what's going on there.
Georgios Frakos won the second one, 6:29. So that's 9 seconds or 11 seconds slower than Tommy. So you were right to call that one, by the way. You said Tommy looked pretty fast.
So I'm just looking now on our official results, and because Tim Oliver finished 3rd, but yes, it's got here that he is disqualified, but it still has FA, final A, next to his name. But Branislav Schramek is now into the final, and Tim Oliver apparently has been disqualified. We're just waiting for confirmation what might have happened.
Christian Taucher won in 6:35, so not the fastest time in the semi-finals. So 6:18 is the best time so far. We're waiting for Ryohei Yoshida's time.
Now I've just had confirmation that Tim Oliver was disqualified because apparently on one of the turns he knocked off another rider, and because of that he got a significant advantage in the eyes of the judges, and so that means an automatic disqualification. So Tim Oliver, that is heartbreak for the big Canadian.
Wow.
But wow, there's your
I
big
didn't
drama.
we didn't see any wrongdoing, but that was maybe off camera.
Well, they were out in front. The three of those paddlers were out in front by themselves for a long way.
Maybe we can have a replay of that. I don't know if our production team has got the images, but that's very surprising outcome for Team Oliver, the Canadian on starboard. Very unfortunate ending. So I guess it is Branislav Sramek who is going through.
And in the next race, Angel Ruiz was also disqualified, but he didn't finish top 3 anyway, so no.
He was in the he was going to the B final, Angel Ruiz, so he's going to miss out on that B final as well. Wow. Okay. Surprising. So we saw the time of Ryohei Yoshida. I was comparing the times of the winners in the semi-finals, and it looks like 6:18 is the best time established by Tommy Boudet in semi-final number 1. So the Canadian has got on paper 10 seconds or 10 seconds of a lead time over the competition. So Tommy Boudet may be a favorite for the A final. Obviously, there's going to be some battles ahead, some very exciting battles that we look forward to.
I mean, take those times though with a pinch of salt, because a couple of those semi-finals, there was not really a lot of pressure on at the front, so the athletes didn't need to push themselves too hard. So we're about to have our first semi-final for the women's junior, and in this event, the top 6 will all go through to the semi-final. So again, we have to deal with these dodgy bibs.
Yeah. No more white on yellow.
Yeah, I don't mind what they change for next year, but can we just get rid of the yellow bibs with the white numbers? It's just a nightmare.
And we have a big name, now a big name in this heat. It is Claudia Postiglione. But first, let's look at Charlie's Lim from Singapore. We've got from China, Huachuan Lin, lane number 2. Here's another big name, Eftikia Alexandraki from Greece. Nakano Saki from Japan. Here's Velia Pisanelli from Italy. Skadi Langbane from Germany. Definitely a fast racer. Hailing from Germany. Here's, that's not Cecilia Pampinella, of course not. It is Rosara Davis from New Zealand. Would you say Rosara or Rosara?
I'd say Rosara.
Rosara Davis, I'll go with you. Cilat Kocic from Hungary is in there. She was 3rd in the long distance. Here's the new world champion in long distance, 15-year-old Claudia Postiglione. Thanaporn Somit from Thailand is in the mix. Lingxuan Wu from China.
So where is Cecilia Pampinelli?
That's a good question. Cecilia Pampinella is nowhere to be seen. Definitely a favorite. Will she be missing her semi-final and therefore pulling out of the entire technical race competition? It is possible. We have to admit she hasn't been her entire self in this competition.
Well, when we say that, she has won 2 silver medals.
Oh, she did well, but you would expect someone like Cecilia Pampinella to be well ahead of the competition in the juniors field, based on what she's been achieving this past month, actually over the past 2 years. Obviously, the level of the juniors is definitely going up, but she was struggling more than usual. Let's say Cecilia Pampinella, and think she's just tired. So yeah, she's not on the field. We've got two other Italians though.
That's a significant out, isn't it? That it's a big miss, a big loss from this race, because she is the defending champion.
She is.
Defending world champion, and she's not there. So.
And she won all 3 gold medals last year.
Yeah,
in a very competitive competition as well.
So, the top 6 will go through. There are 11 athletes there. We are missing Cecilia Pampanella, which throws this race wide open. But watch her Italian team. In fact, 2 Italian teammates here, and Skadi Langbeen, of course.
A good start by Claudia Postiglione, the other Italian, the long-distance world champion, only 15 years old, and already at the front of this semi-final number 1 for the junior women's. We've got Cila Kocic from Hungary in 2nd place. We have Rosara Davis from New Zealand in 3rd, and Skadi Langbeen in 4th. Let's see who, what ranking we've got at the buoy. Cila Kocic definitely 2nd now. Skadi Langbeen moving into 3rd, squeezing a little bit Rosara Davis between herself and Cila Kocic. Rosara Davis, though, is virtually through in that 4th position. 2 more paddlers at the back will make it through to the A final. Who is pushing the hardest in 5th and 6th? Definitely a tight battle going on right now for the 6th place at the back.
So top 6 all go through to this afternoon's final. It's been a big week for all of these young paddlers. It's been hot every day and out there on the water, and really working very, very hard.
Skadi Langbeen, great move there by the German athlete Skadi, who manages to go from 4th to 3rd, going very narrow, close to the buoy on the inside. Rosara Davis pushing hard now to make sure that she stays away from the chasing pack. So top 4 girls.
Clear. The top 4 is clear. Where it's interesting, Matthew, is the race for 5 and 6 at the moment, because it seems like there's 4 athletes who are all vying for that 5th and 6th position.
Well, let's try and have a good look at the next buoy of who's in 5th and 6th right now. But Claudia Postiglione, you have to be impressed by this 15-year-old athlete from Tarento in the south of Italy. Alexandra Key is in 5th, apparently. Is in 5th, and Saki from Japan. Let's have a look. In the 3rd now, it's Rosara Davis on the inside. Skadi Langbeen on the Sonova from Germany in 4th. So it is Italy, Hungary, New Zealand, and Germany right now. Who else have we got at the back?
Alexandraki is still sitting in 5th position. I just saw her at the top of the screen, so she's sitting in 5th. And I think
Saki,
it was
it looks
Saki
like
from
Saki
Japan was there as well. So good race at the moment with Claudia Postiglione in front and looking very, very comfortable. Skadi Langbeen sitting 2nd. And these 2 paddlers looking very comfortable at the top of the race.
So I'm being told that Cecilia Pampanella is actually sick. S-I-C-K. She is. She pulled out. She can't make it through. So we're going to have a new world champion.
Is that a chicken nugget illness? Do we know?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Well, hopefully maybe, because that'll pass pretty quickly. As we saw from you yesterday, mate. You made a remarkable recovery in the afternoon.
Did you see that? Claudia Postiglione, the 15-year-old phenomenon from Tarento, Italia, in the lead. Cila Kocic, the former swimming champion, converted to stand-up paddle racing. These 2 are only starting in the in stand-up paddle racing and already doing well, already picking up medals on the international scene. So it is Italy and Hungary right now. NSP versus Starboard. Another NSP in the top 3. That is Rosara Davis from New Zealand. I don't know much about this athlete from New Zealand. Feel free, by the way, to give us some information on any of these athletes. We'll be we gladly do our homework thanks to you.
No, what we do is that we rely on you at home to put some information up on our chat, and then we repeat it, but we don't attribute it to you so that we sound smarter. It's it's an age-old trick used by commentators to make themselves sound smart. So if you do have any information about any of the paddlers here, any of the young paddlers that we're seeing competing, maybe even for the first time. Oh, Rosara, just very smooth move there.
She's killed this athlete from New Zealand. Look how
good, yeah.
She turned that board around that buoy. That was very well done. Scotty Langbane
is fourth.
has
now
lost a bit of ground to the New Zealand.
Yeah, let's see who's fifth and sixth there. I think Alexandraka's moved back to sixth. Who's that in fifth, though? Somebody has overtaken, I think, Alexandraka and moved into fifth. Let's maybe it's Saki from Japan who's moved into fifth, but we will try and get a camera angle in a moment to see fifth and sixth, because that is important, with fifth and sixth also booking themselves a pass to the final later on this afternoon.
Rosara Davis, the red-haired athlete from New Zealand, in third place, who managed to build a gap for herself ahead of Scotty Langbane, who is in fourth right now. That's Rosara Davis. Right, great turn. I love Rosara Davis' turn. She's very skilled, very comfortable at those buoys. That could prove very useful in an A final.
It's Scotty
Langbane in fourth.
Now who's that next?
I think that's Alexandra Key.
No, I don't think it was. Let's. I think that's. We only saw her feet, so it was a bit hard to tell looking at the athlete's feet. But
Claudia Postiglione, Italy first. Chilak Kocic, Hungary second. NSP starboard. We're going to have that fight between those two big brands playing out a lot this afternoon, I have the feeling. And in the mix, Nova, SIC, of course, and other brands, of course. Chila Kocic in second, and Rosara Davis from New Zealand in third place. 3 more spots available for an A final. Scotty Langbane is going to get it. Is that the Italian? That's the Italian, Velia Pizzanelli.
Yes, that's the Italian who's moved into fourth.
Into fifth.
Fifth, sorry.
Fifth place.
And is that Alexandraka still sitting in sixth? No, I think it's the Japanese paddler, is it? Let's have a look.
So Scotty Langbane, 4. Velia Pizzanelli, Italy, 5th. Ooh.
Yeah, that is the Japanese paddler. I think that is Saki, is it, from Japan? Let's see if we can get a number.
And Saki is going to get it.
No, it's the Thai paddler, I think. I think it's
3-6.
I think it's Summit, is it, from Thailand, has moved in 6th position.
And Alexandra will have to settle for 7.
I think that's what I saw. Did you? I didn't see her number, but it looked to me like Summit from Thailand was the paddler in 6th.
I think it was Saki, actually. That was a 3 and a 6 at the beginning.
Okay.
And another 3 and 8. So, well, we're going to have have to wait for the official confirmation. We are moving on to semi-final number 2, top 6. Go ahead to the big finale this afternoon for an A final. We've got Naya Pinteris in there, the Canoe slalom champ. But first of all, in lane number 1, Zuil Tao from China. Hanna Kaminska in lane number 2 from Poland. We've got Supachaya Kantong from Thailand. Here's Amelia Moral from Spain. Kyriaki Logotetti from Greece. Naya Pinteris, the Slovenian canoe slalom champ, now SUP racer. Kanae Shibahara from Japan. Chiara Voster from South Africa. From Greece, Eleni Nikolaidi. Here's Ines Blin or Blin. She's got 2 citizenships, French and Spanish. She represents Spain. Maria Kuklinu from Greece. And here's Linda Sirovatkova from Czechia. Ooh! Someone has
Dropped their board.
Dropped the board on the beach.
Was that Nicoladi, was it, that dropped her board?
A good start by Hanna Kaminska on the left-hand side of your screen with a New York hat and the starboard. But at the front, I think it is the Greek Kyriaki Logoteti, who's having a pretty good start. Who else is taking the lead now on the NSP?
That's Ines Blin, isn't it, gone into the lead?
Ines Blin
Not
going
you,
into
I
the lead.
think.
Well done. From Spain, top 6 go to final A. We've got the 16-year-old.
I knew that was going to happen. Look at this. Look at this congestion here.
Chiara Voster getting the 3rd spot from South Africa. Well done, Chiara Voster. Big push in the middle of a big field of athletes at buoy number 1. But Ines Blin is in the lead, first place. We've got Kyriaki Logoteti in 2nd from Greece. That's her, right? Kyriaki. That's
yes, I think so. It's very hard to tell, but
I've got doubts with the athlete in number 4. Who is it? No, it's not Amelia Moral. It's Amelia Moral from Spain. We've got Logoteti in 4th. Kyria Voster being pushed by Logoteti. Logoteti who's getting the 3rd position behind Amelia Moral. So 2 Spaniards at the front. We have Ines Blin, Amelia Moral in 2nd, Logoteti in 3rd, Chiara Voster in 4th right now. Who are the 2 other paddlers? We've got the SIC Maui, who did not a face plant but a nose plant at the start of the race. She did manage to recover well from that big mistake at the start. She is in 5th place right now.
So 6 paddlers will all go through to the next round. Where is Naya Pinterek? Have you seen her?
I haven't seen her at the front. Naya Pinteric from Slovenia, a fast sprinter for sure. Ines Blin looking strong on that NSP. Amelia Moral in 2nd from Spain.
Ooh, it's going to be a bit of
same hairdo as Logoteti, hence the confusion at the at buoy number 1. We've got Chiara Voster on the left-hand side there. That SIC Maui board. Who is that? Let's.
Yeah, as we said, it's very, very hard with the yellow bibs and the white numbers to get an accurate look. And considering some of these athletes we're seeing for the very first time at these World Championships, so we are trying to keep across.
I know who the SIC Maui board is. Of course, it's Kanae Shibahara. We were looking for her name the other day in the long distance. Kanae.
I think Kaminska's up there as well. I saw her going around that first buoy. She was sitting in around 2nd or 3rd around the.
Kaminska's got a brown and white New York hat. Ines and is on the starboard. So let's see if we can spot her. Ines Blin though, from Santa Pola, Alicante, Spain. Her dad is French though, hence the last name Blin, which I guess is pronounced Blin, on the east coast of España. She's got a good lead for herself ahead of is that Logoteti now in 2nd and not Amelia Moral? I'm not entirely sure.
I think Vorster's there on the right-hand side of the that pack, isn't she? Is that Chiara Vorster from South Africa? And then is that coming up in the background? Is that Pinterich coming up in the background there, sitting in around 5th at the moment?
Well, that's the big question I have actually. Is the Naya Pinterich actually at the... going down! Going down. I think that's Logoteti going down. Is that... that's Chiara Vorster now, definitely in 2nd. Let's make sure we get close to those athletes because we can't read the bib numbers. Chiara Vorster, though, in 2nd. Who is in 3rd now? I think it is Amelia Moral.
So was
from Spain.
Who went in for the swim then? Was it Logoteti went in for the swim?
I think it's Logoteti who went down, but I'm just very surprised not to find Naya Pinteric
Although maybe
at the front, though.
maybe the sharp turning is not her thing, but let's see if we can stay on this buoy
All right,
for a
let's
little
stay on that
while.
buoy, absolutely, just to
And,
make sure we...
So there is the South African, definitely in second. Who's this coming around 30? Oh, maybe that's...
I don't think that's
Pinter-
Pinterich. I think that's Moral, Logoteti, Shibahara behind her.
is that Pinterich there? No,
No.
that's... who's that?
Tall, dark-haired girl. That's Anna Kaminska right now. Here's Pinterich. Pinterich is at the back of the race on the Slovenian champ,
So she's
outside of the top 6 right now.
I think just outside of the top 6. So if she's got some speed in the finish, she may be able to sneak up into a top 6. But what an impressive race by this young lady from Spain out in front. Ines Blin, she made a perfect start and has not put a foot wrong for
Yeah,
the rest
very
of the
impressive.
race.
She's at the Daniel Pares School, who coaches a huge team of young paddlers down in Alicante on the east coast of Spain. Ines Blin in first. Chiara Voster looking good on that NSP board. So it's 2 NSP at the front. We've got now Amelia Moral still in third. Logoteti from Greece in fourth. Shibahara Kanae in fifth. Who's in sixth? Who's in sixth?
Making a big move. Is that the... that may
Maybe
well be...
Maria Kuklinu.
Is that the other Greek paddler? Is that Nicolaides? Maybe.
Kuklinu, yeah.
Yeah.
Nicolaides, maybe.
In sixth.
Not sure. We're going to need to stay on the finish line for the top 6. I hope our production team is listening to that, because we want to identify who is getting the 6th place. The GPS says Pinterich. I don't think it is right now, but Ines from Spain is getting that win.
Pretty happy with herself
sprint.
too, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She looks they're a bit rough on the...
Wow, it's like a rugby tackle
a
there
bit
by the beach marshal.
a bit
Chiara Voster also looking strong. Finishing in second, South Africa. Look at that.
Wow.
Arm being grabbed by the beach marshal. Logoteti in fourth. Who is that? That was Moral, right? That was Moral, of course. Amelia Moral in fourth. Shibahara from Japan in fifth. And here is 2, 6, and 0.
Yeah, that's... Or is it 3-6-0?
3-6-0. Eleni
Yeah,
Nicolaides.
It is Nicolaides. It is the...
From Greece. So we have our top 6 athletes.
So then are we assuming that we didn't see Pinterich there, did we? She's not in there. Oh, what's
No,
happening in the
we didn't see
background there?
Pinterich. Here she comes. Pinterich from Slovenia, the canoe slalom champ, is crossing the line in 7th place. Unfortunately, she'll be out of the A final, as well as Anna Kaminska from Poland. She did have a good start, but unfortunately she wasn't able to maintain that lead at the front.
Well,
Wow.
very, very...
Good race by Ines.
Absolutely,
Blin.
yeah. Took it out from the start and did not look in any doubt at all throughout the race. So that's an impressive race from that young lady.
Finishing on your screen, that's Linda Sirovatkova from Czechia. You might have noticed that we don't say Czech Republic anymore. That's
So here we go. With the confirmation of the top 6, it was Saki, you were right, from Japan in 6th position.
Of course I was right,
Postiglione,
Ross.
Coxish, Davis, Langbein, Pizzanelli from Italy, and then Saki from Japan in 6th. And then
and the big upset.
Yes,
The big upset is Cecilia Pampinella once again,
did not
who
start.
is not going to take part in the technical race competition anymore. She is ill, probably watching from her hotel room. We hope she's okay. Cecilia, we're sending you, Ross and I, a big hug from the commentary booth. We hope you recover very soon from that illness and that we see you soon in top form.
Is this the Matthew? You are the voice, the face, the body of Total SUP. Is this the main? Is this the last big race for most of these athletes for this year? Is there anything else between now and Christmas that?
There are going to be a few independent races worldwide. Nothing major to the obviously to the size of what we're doing here in Pattaya. The two events I can think of right now, we don't have the Paris Nautic Paddle anymore. You might have noticed that it was the biggest event in the world, or at least that's what the French were glad to call it. I've actually just found out that only 2 weeks ago there was a huge race in China, 1,300 participants in China,
wow.
which totally beats down badly the French race, the Nautic Paddle race.
We've had over 100 athletes here from China at this event. I mean,
which is pretty huge. So one of the coming up races.
There's confirmation. Just quickly, confirmation there was Nicoladi from Greece.
From Greece,
in 6th.
Well spotted there.
Shibahari, Morale, Logothetti, Vorster, and Blin.
Yeah, I spotted Amelia Morale. You spotted Nicoladi. Good job, Ross.
So yes, you were going to say that it's one
so
next
yeah,
big race.
the last paddler standing is definitely a big race, but which is an ultra long distance race. Basically, some paddlers, and that's down in Florida. I guess not far from Sarasota, if not in Sarasota actually. And I might attend an event in Belgium in December actually, which is going to be the last race of the Belgian Sub Tour, but also a fun race where people will dress up as Santa Claus and Christmas dwarfs for just a fun stroll around the city of Ghent, and that will be mid-December.
Have you got your costume organised yet for that or not?
Not yet. I haven't decided what to wear yet.
Yeah. You should go as Mini Me. Okay. Here we have Malakalis from Greece, then Lucas
Boyum, the man from Sweden. We saw Nikolaos Malekakis before that. Of course, we've got Damodara Moknyuk from the Ukraine. Luis Perotti, who's been very fast this week from Spain. There. From Japan, Shimazu Nariakira. He'll be riding the Kokua board, I think. Quinn Pirrit,
the birthday
from
boy.
New Zealand. Happy birthday, Quinn. That was a couple of days ago. Joan Garcia, also super fast. He's also a great SUP surfer. Joan Garcia from Alicante. Ivan Puente, who looked really strong also throughout the week in all events. Shengao Chen from China, looking pretty serious there. Shengao. Juan Olim from the island of Madeira, tapping his shoulders.
Waking his body up. Wake up, body. Get ready to go.
And here's Marlon Daskiran from Germany with a big smile on his face. Also a ferocious SUP racer. We missed out on Yong Xiaotian Fu from China, and I did call his name Nikolaos Malekakis, who's in lane number 2 with the Infinity Blackfish. I know that board because it's I have it at home.
6 to go through, Matthew. 6 will go through to the A final. The rest will go to the B final. So 6 spots and some big names already. I have to say I've been impressed by Quinn Pirrit from New Zealand. Yvonne
or is
Puente,
that just because you've been saying his name
you've worked hard on it
non-stop for the past 5 days? No, but yeah, he's and that's someone that Georgia, our photographer from New Zealand, knows and who's been paddling apparently for years with his dad. And I'm discovering his name and his face here in Pattaya. Definitely a big name to look out for. Shimazu Nariakira was also impressive in the long distance the other day. Luis Perotti looked pretty strong. Lucas Boyum looked really good from Sweden yesterday in his last race.
You're forgetting your big man, Yvonne Puente. He would have to be favourite in this race, wouldn't he?
Yvonne Puente, yeah. Let's not rule out also Joan Garcia. So some top names.
And the Chinese paddler Cheng Hao Chen has also been impressive all week. We know he's got a bit of speed.
It actually looks like a final to me.
It really is.
Malekakis was good too.
All right.
Good start by Quinn Pirritz. You just have to say his name to make him shine. That's him in the middle of your screen. The blonde athlete on the NSP from New Zealand is taking the lead. We've got a good start by Ivan Puente and by the Chinese athlete Cheng Hao Chen, who's in third place right now, who's got that white hat on the NSP board. That's another Spanish athlete, is it? Is that Luis Perotti? So in first, Ivan Puente, Quinn Pirritz from New Zealand, Spain, New Zealand. That tall athlete on the new NSP board, that's the Cheetah. He's in third. Is that Luis Perotti? I think that's Luis Perotti. We've got Joan Garcia with a blue hat on the starboard in third right now. Going a little bit wide on the infinity board, purple board. That's Malekakis from Greece. And the Chinese athlete, Cheng Hao Chen, is going to pass that second buoy in fifth, I think, just ahead of Malekakis in sixth. So we have a top six. We have that Japanese paddler on the Kenny Kaneko board. That's Kokua, the name of the brand, from Japan.
Oh.
Nadia Kira. Oh, Lucas Boehm goes down. He's going to have to quickly get back on his feet if he wants a spot in the A final. Lucas Boehm from Malmö, Sweden. But at the front, looking super comfortable, Quinn Pirritz from New Zealand on the NSP board now, cruising.
He is cruising, isn't he? He's looking like he's well in control here. What's happened in the background there?
So
somebody just threw an anchor in. They've decided to throw an anchor in. They've got the best seat in the house.
Now moving in third position behind Ivan Puente, another Spaniard. That's Joan Garcia. Who is that athlete? I think that's Luis Perotti. I need to
I think so. Yeah, it is. I think it's Perotti sitting fourth at the moment.
Okay.
So, and then...
Where is Marlon Daskiran, though? Also a fast paddler from Germany.
In that group, he's on the outside there, but we'll just wait for a better camera angle.
Wow, I'm glad, I have to say, to see SUP Racing alive in New Zealand.
They're going well, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been...
by the way,
Chris Dixon, you were going to mention, right?
He came up to me at breakfast this morning.
I saw him last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to apologize.
I apologize to him
lack
as well.
of culture in the sailing world, so I had no idea.
I had to apologize as well. But do you know that he is the boyfriend of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Marlene Berg.
I referred to in the commentary box as Iceberg. But yes, he came up at breakfast, and I apologized, on your behalf as well, because you had no idea what I was talking about. For those who are just watching today, there was a paddler representing New Zealand yesterday, by the name of Chris Dixon, and I said in the commentary, I wonder if that's the same Chris Dixon who skippered so many boats in the America's Cup over so many years.
And in the Olympic Games as well.
And he went to the Olympic Games. Just an incredible sailor over the years.
I had to Wikipedia him yesterday.
It's good though. Were you impressed by what you read?
I was very impressed, of course.
But he's been stand-up paddling for around 5 years, he told me, and I said, do you still sail? And he said, I hate it. I hate the competitive sailing. He still does it recreationally, but he's just lost all passion for the race game. But anyway, let's...
Yeah, another New Zealander who's very impressive at the front. That's Quinn Pirritz on the NSP board, reaching number 2 in lap number 2 of that semi-final. In that first semi-final in the junior men's, and looking over his shoulder just to assess how much of a lead he's got over the competition. A pretty good lead, I dare say, for the New Zealander, who should have it now easy all the way to the finish line, of course, if he doesn't make any mistake. Quinn Pirritz. I'm sad to not see a New Zealander who has been doing really well this year. It's Ollie Houghton from New Zealand, who has been pretty incredible. He did a huge European tour, took part in many European races, and I'm sure he could have done something good this week. It would be in the open men's division. Ollie Houghton, who took a break for like 2 or 3 years for his studies and is now back into top racing, but unfortunately didn't show up for the ICF SUP Worlds here, and I think that's down to budget. Obviously, you have to make some choices. If he's watching from New Zealand, we're sending him a big hug. Ollie Houghton. Ivan Puente in second, Joan Garcia in third, and we've got the Japanese in fourth. That's Naria Kira on the Kokua board. That's the Kaneko design. We've got a Cheetah. That's the board model name of a new board by NSP. Marikakis in sixth place. There is going to be a big battle with Damodara Moknuk, Joan Olim from Portugal, who also want a spot in that A final. I think they've got the Chinese in 8th or 9th place right now. So I think the Chinese won't make it. Let's pay close attention to that top 6. I think Damodara Moknuk is just outside of the top 6 right now. We've got Quinn Pirit looking pretty impressive at the front. Now crossing in second, that is Joan Garcia. Ivan Puente in third. Naria Kira from Japan in fourth. So New Zealand, Spain, Japan in fourth. Two more spots in the A final.
There's a tricky maneuver. Jump off your board, then push it out behind you, just to
to confirm, it is to Luis Perotti in fifth and Malekakis with the Infinity board in sixth. Unfortunately, Damodara Moknuk is not making it to the A final, and Joan Olim is
don't we love
shoulder to shoulder fight there.
A little bit of rivalry getting across the field. I don't know what was at stake there, but
not much.
Well, maybe between them though, maybe they just had a little side bet for who would finish first, because they were certainly racing. Moose wants to know online, did you have chicken nuggets for breakfast this morning?
No, I was a bit more clever this time. We've got Nikitas Tsanakis from Greece in semi-final number 2 of the junior men's technical race competition. Mark Simoncelli from Mallorca in Spain in the second. Natapat Koman from aka Plume from Thailand in third. Sergio Cantoral, a very serious athlete, meaning business, from Spain in fourth. We've got Mattia Livornese from Italy, who's also been very impressive throughout the week. Of course, we've got Vaik Garyu, the favorite of this competition from New Caledonia, France. We've got Kotaro Miyahira from Japan in seventh. Ivan Frutos.
What do you think of that ponytail, by the way? You're a ponytail judge.
From Alicante, Augusto Garcia from Andalusia. We've got Simon Ackermann from Normandy, France. We have Denis Stigney from Romania in 11th, and Barbu Alexandru from Romania as well.
Good to see a strong Romanian contingent here at, in all levels, in fact. No, have we had any Romanian women? We've had a few Romanian men. I can't remember whether we've seen any women representing Romania, but certainly they've got a strong male contingent here racing. 2 Romanians in this semi-final. Top 6 go through to the final.
The young man to watch, though. Well, I was going to say the young man to watch. I was going to say Vaik Garyu, but Sergio Cantoral is the defending champion, and he's been looking pretty
going well.
Strong. So the young men to watch are Vaik Garyu on the Sonova, right in the middle of the screen with the black fish, black hat. Sergio Cantoral, the tall athlete from Santa Pola, Alicante, on the NSP lane number 4. Of course, Plume right next to him in lane number 3.
And the Japanese paddler in lane 7, Miyahira.
That is also another athlete who means business, as well as Ivan Frutos from with the long hair and the ponytail, long blonde hair on the starboard. Mark Simoncelli was looking pretty strong yesterday as well as Augusto Garcia. That is this young man with the starboard and the blue hat. So lots of big names. Only 6 will make it through to the finals. That is right in front. Nikitas Tsanakis in lane number 1. Ooh, good start good reaction by Plume on the starboard, but Sergio Cantoral is in the lead. Whoa, what's happening to Vai Garyu? Is just at the back there, stuck behind a big field of athletes. Vai Garyu is at the
back, yeah,
at the back of the field there. But Sergio Cantoral is having the best start as well as Ivan Frutos. So 2 Spaniards at the front with on the SIC Maui board.
It's the Japanese
that Japanese Kotaro Miyahira.
He's moved into second, I think. Oh, a little bit of a...
So Miyahira in second, in Ivan Frutos in third, another Spaniard in fourth. That's Mark Simoncelli.
Where is Garu? Where is he?
Garyu is now in 7th or 8th place. What a terrible start by the Frenchman who finished second last year in the technical race.
I tell you what, he is in all sorts of trouble there because he's got himself stuck in a traffic jam. He cannot get through.
1, 2, so
somebody's gone in there.
Someone's burning down. Vai Garyu is going to make his move now to position himself in the top 5. Maybe he's going to get the 5th position, Vai Garyu.
I don't know, at the front, been pushed pretty wide. Oh yes, there he is.
That's it. That's him right there. Head to head with Natapat Koman, aka Plume from Thailand, but at the front, Sergio Cantoral did what it takes to be in the leading position right from the start. A great start. Sergio Cantoral now a favorite for sure going into the A final because he's got a huge lead for himself. Look at that. A good 30 meters of a gap, of a commanding gap for the Spaniard from Alicante, Spain. On the NSP, buoy number 4, Sergio Cantoral. And look at that gap. We've got Kotahiro Miyahira in second. Ivan Frutos has got the inside now, maybe moving into second. And Vai Garyu is in 4th right now, so a good recovery.
Big move there from Plume. And somebody else has gone in. Who's gone in there? Oh, there's a bit of...
That's the Greek guy going down. That is Nikitas Tsanakis on the starboard. Now climbing back on his board. Simon Ackermann is not in a good position right now, just ahead of that Greek paddler. Who are our top 6 though? We've got, of course, Sergio Cantoral. We've got, I think I saw Mark Simoncelli in 4th. Vai Garyu in 4th. We have Miyahira in 2nd now. Garyu in 3rd, so he's made his move. Where is Ivan Frutos?
We're missing
Frutos
a couple of athletes there, though. I think we may be missing the Japanese paddler, Ali.
I'm very impressed by Sergio Cantoral. He is definitely... Oh, Vai Garyu in 2nd now. Vai Garyu in 2nd. Is he going to try and get the win? He's definitely pushing hard now, catching up with Sergio Cantoral after a disastrous start. Vai Garyu from New Caledonia, who is the new world champion in the juniors division in the long distance, and who won silver in the sprints. Vai Garyu is now back at the top of the field in 2nd place, not too far behind Sergio Cantoral, who has slowed down a little bit. So Vai Garyu is going to get 2nd place. We've got Ivan Frutos in 3rd. We've got Miyahira on the SIC Maui board from Japan in 3rd. So Spain, France, Japan and Spain now, with Miyahira moving into 3rd position. We've got Natapat Koman in 5th, so virtually qualified for the big final coming up. So that's the 5th place. Who's got the 6th place? Who's got the sesame to the A final of the junior
I tell you what, I think
division.
You're right, Matthew. We're going to have a challenge at the front of the race here because now Vai Garyu has caught up with our leader. Sergio Cantoral was well in front, but look at this. Garyu has moved up now. He's right almost beside him, and I think by the time we get to the next buoy, we could see a change in the leader. Although, having said that, Garyu now looks like he's settled in, just happy to sit behind our leader at the moment, not take any more risks. He's done the hard work to get through the field.
I'd like to see a bit of a challenge between these two
but
going into the finish line.
I think they both want to be sensible too, and they don't want to take each other out and have the possibility that they might be overrun at the finish. So it now looks like, having done the hard work, that Vivek Guru is quite happy. And now Sergio Cantarell just looking over his shoulder, and he would not have liked that view one bit. He would have thought, oh, where did you come from? God, you're annoying.
And on your screen, you have the first and the second of last year's big final. Ivan Frutos on the starboard in third. There's a bit of a cat and mouse game going on between the Spaniard and the Japanese. Miyahira in fourth, Natapat Koman in fifth, and we've got Mattia Livornese from Italy going down. That was the sixth spot. He's going to try and secure that and keep that sixth place, but he's really struggling with now another paddler going over the tail of his board. Simon Ackermann is now making a move to get into sixth position, now pushing hard ahead of a starboard athlete, and look at that challenge being thrown by Vaigayu to Sergio Cantoral, winning, getting the first position, shaking his head. What happened at the start for Vaigayu? He did manage to get that first place. Sergio Cantoral is settling for two, definitely qualifying for the A final. We've got Ivan Frutos in third, Miyahira from Japan in fourth. So that's our top four going through. Two more spots, and we're gonna have Plume, Natapat Koman. Plume is fifth, and in sixth we're gonna have a Frenchman, another Frenchman in sixth. That is Simon Ackermann, getting his qualification ahead of Marc Simoncelli from Mallorca, Spain. Augusto Garcia, that's a strange result for Augusto Garcia, and it looks like Livornese didn't make it either, because he fell at that buoy.
He was sitting in sixth position.
He was.
He had a place in the final locked away, and then tragically he fell at that last buoy. And then, as we saw, excellent camera work, by the way, from our team. So much drama unfolded there.
Wow.
And two or three athletes went in the water. Livornese could not get going again. And by the time he managed to get some clear water and get racing again, there were two or three paddlers who had gone past him. And sadly, that is stand-up paddleboard racing. You make one mistake, especially at this level, when we get to semi-final stage, final stage.
And you pay dearly.
You certainly do. So
Wow.
There we have confirmation there of the from the first semi-final. Quinn Perrott from New Zealand.
603.
Yeah. Garcia, Puente, Narakari from Japan, Parotti from Spain, and Malakakis from Greece slips in the sixth position into the final, and just missing out Monuk from Ukraine, Olim from Portugal, Chenghao Chen from China also misses out. Marlon Dasker, and bit of a surprise.
Yeah, as well as Lucas Boyum, who fell early into the race, was never able to catch up, and Yong Chao Tian Fu also missing out on the final A, but he will have another run today in the B final, the Chinese athletes. In 7 minutes, we will have our first Open Women's semi-final.
Might take an opportunity to stretch our legs and just get out and we're going to step outside the tent, Matthew and I, and just see how hot it is, because we've got no idea sitting here. And we'll be back with you in around 4 or 5 minutes for the first of the women's semi-finals.
Yeah, don't go away, because we've got some big names coming up. You can see Juliette Duhem right in the middle of your screen, Esperanza Barreras, Anna Cherki, Melina Fenette, Laura Calgas. Woo, so many big names to name but a few. See you in a few moments. All right, welcome back, everyone. We are moving into the first semi-final of the Open Women's with some top names, as you can see on your screen. This is not the moment to go away because we've got some high-octane SUP racing action coming up with the likes of Esperanza Barreras, Juliette Duhaime, Anna Chucky, and more big names. But first of all, we've got Jochi Lee from Taipei in lane number 1. Here's Isaskun Martin from Madrid/Fuerteventura, Spain. We've got Rekta Slekta from Hungary, the tall blonde athlete. We've got Sonia Caimari, also a very fast racer from Spain, from Mallorca. Here's Juliette Duhaime, the speed freak, the infinity speed freak from Argentina. We've got Esperanza Barreras, the new long distance world champion from Spain. We've got Anna Turkey from Switzerland as well. We have from Thailand, Irin Nigri, with a big smile, as you would expect from a Thai athlete. Here is, though, the defending champion, Mélanie Lafenêtre from France. And Laura Kedglas, probably the most experienced athlete in this entire field, from Mallorca, Spain. Here's Maddie McCasey from New Zealand. And to finish off that list, Aida Nepola from Spain.
So a crackerjack field, yeah, crackerjack field. Just the top 6. Oh, hang on a moment. Is that right? I don't want to give you some false information. Yes, the top 6 will all go straight through to the A final. The rest will go through to the B final. It's hard to believe that there could be a couple of athletes here who would miss out. This is an A final quality field. Oh,
definitely. Definitely. We have a few world champions in there.
So we are watching the Argentinian Duhaime, who we know she's fast. Turkey as well. Lafenette, we're going to see the best of her today in this semi-final.
Who's got the best start? It is Juliette Duhaime on the infinity board right there in the middle from Argentina, as well as Mélanie Lafenêtre on the 4x5 pro board. Now taking the lead, the French athlete from La Cigale Surf Club in the southeast of France is now in first position. Juliette Duhaime, though, looking good in second. Esperanza Barreras is in third. We've got McCasey from New Zealand on the deep ocean board there on the ASA, now taking the third place. Isaskun Martin on the NSP, just lurking in fourth or fifth position. Mélanie Lafenêtre goes down. Juliette Duhaime goes down. Isaskun Martin is going to take the lead from Spain. Isaskun Martin on the NSP. Mélanie Lafenêtre now sitting in fourth or fifth place. She's going to have to do it all again. Isaskun Martin in first, Juliette Duhaime in second.
You could see that coming. They were going to... Who was that who decided to take on the buoy, and there was no way that buoy was going to move? That buoy, or buoy as you call it, it was staying where it was put, and then that cannonball effect and a big change in the front of the leaderboard already at the first turn. Wow, what a start.
Pretty aggressive turn there by Juliette Duhaime, who is going to get that first position now ahead of Isaskun Martin from Spain. Maddie McCasey from New Zealand on that deep ocean board.
I think she
is in third.
Matthew, I think she benefited the most from the carnage at that first buoy, because she was outside and right out of the mess, and managed to just go around the outside and move herself comfortably into third position. It is top 6 though, and both of the athletes who came down both got back up on their boards very, very quickly.
Now, there's one big name that we haven't seen much yet. It's Esperanza Barreras. Where is she sitting in this race? At the front, though, it is from Argentina, Juliette Duhaime.
So
on that blackfish board.
Single file here at the front, of course, with the New Zealander Maddie McCasey there in third position. Nice turn, very, very efficient. Now, let's see who's in this group here.
Now, Melanie Lafenêtre in fourth place after a bit of
There
a scare.
she is.
Esperanza Barreras is in fifth. Laura Kedglas is in sixth. Who's going to get the inside, though? Aida Nepola might benefit there from a pretty wide turn by Esperanza Barreras and Laura Kedglas there. Anna Cherki is also fighting for that for a place in that top six.
Wow, I'm still trying to get my breath back. That was an incredible start. That first buoy, I mean, wow. Just, I don't know why those two athletes thought they could go straight through. Who hit the buoy? I can't remember now.
I think it's Melanie. Or was that a bit of a...
I think Melanie hit it and
shoulder-to-shoulder action with Juliette Duhaime, and I think Melanie Lafenêtre lost that fight. It would be good to have a replay of that. That'd be amazing. But I'm pretty satisfied with the start of Melanie Lafenêtre. She didn't have the best of the start yesterday behind Fiona Wild and Seychelles. She did start really well today. However, she made a big mistake by falling at that first buoy. Now she is sitting in fourth place. So still looking like she's going to qualify the defending champion Melanie Lafenêtre for the A final. That would be an upset not to have her, obviously, in the big final. But yeah, what I'm satisfied with, as opposed to yesterday, is how well she started ahead of a very fast racer, Juliette Duhaime, who is now in first position.
And happy to say that our big American Rob Sanoa has joined us in the commentary box after, well, I don't know how to put into words your semi-final this morning, Rob. You were on top of the water, you're under the water, you're in the water.
Hey, I stayed on top of the water most of the time.
I think we saw you have a swim there at one stage, I think.
Nope, my fin got caught around the second lap, and I almost did a faceplant, but I saved it. Hey, I want to say that was pretty impressive recovery by Juliette right there.
Yeah.
I mean, she went down, getting nudged a little bit, and made such a swift recovery, and now clearly she's in first place, making it look solid with a nice step-back turn. Buoy turn right there. So thanks for having me back on the mic again. Excited to be here. ICF World Championships.
Ooh, again, it's pretty close.
Oh, look at all that bottled up right there. Okay.
Ooh, Melanie Lafenêtre is going to benefit from a big turn. Or is she?
Nose is on boards.
We would expect some Spaniards to at the front of the race, but perhaps not. Isaskun Martin, she is now in second place from Fuerteventura. Isaskun Martin behind Juliette Duhaime. Maddie McCasey's
holding on to third, I think, at this stage.
Melanie in fourth, Espe in fifth, and Anna Cherki in sixth place. That's a surprising position to be in for Anna Cherki. I don't think she had a great start. She's, however, a very fast racer. So I'd love to see a replay of the start, actually, to just try and understand what happened there. Between all these top athletes. Anna Cherki, though, from Switzerland, sitting in sixth, so virtually qualified for the big final since the top six go through. Isaskun Martin in second place. Now,
don't do anything
Melanie
silly.
Lafenêtre in third. She's going to make a big push now, Melanie, to make sure that she stays at the front. Maddie McCasey from New Zealand in fourth, Esperanza Barreras in fifth, and Anna Cherki with a big gap for herself ahead of Laura Kedglas is in sixth place. So Laura Kedglas is going to have to push really hard now. Aida Nepola? Yeah, Aida Nepola, another Spaniard behind Laura. But the Infinity Speed Freak from Argentina. Juliette Duhaime.
Where's home for her? Do you know?
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You find her in Puerto Rico. You find her in in North Carolina. You find her in Florida, in Argentina. She in Tahiti. She spent a few weeks in Tahiti also this year.
So she's like Paul Young,
nice
wherever she lays her
Juliette.
hat, that's her home. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
It's Isaskun Martin, the tall athlete from Spain, in third and in second and equal third. Melanie Lafenêtre and Maddie McCasey in fifth Espe Barreras and Anna Cherky get that 6th spot.
They're all having a good old laugh now. They're saying, remember that time we went to the first buoy and we tried to go through it and we came off second best and we all fell over? And they're laughing. Yeah, good times, they say. But luckily they all made it through. So otherwise it could have been there could have been a little bit of daggers at 5 yards across the finish line. But they all got through. I wish we could see the replay actually of that first buoy because that was...
Well, there's definitely a lot of rubbing as racing in these technical races, and I think that's the hardest part right now for all the judges and the referees, trying to decide what counts as something acceptable or what counts as something that is disqualifying.
Yeah, you were in the semi-final where the big Canadian got disqualified this week. Did you see what happened?
I was right behind there.
And what happened? Talk us through it.
Well, yeah.
Hang on, we'll just introduce our field first.
Yeah, let's do some introducing. We'll talk about that after.
So lane number 1 from Great Britain, Holy Pie. Lane number 2, it says Seychelles Webster on my start list, but I'm just going to call her Seychelles.
Give us a smile, Seychelles. Come on.
In lane number 3, she just made it through to the semi-final yesterday. Camille Ouron from France. We've got Taryn King with a big smile on her face from South Africa. Fiona Wild, of course, she is in the mix from Oregon, USA. Marta Apanasowicz from Poland, one of the up-and-coming Polish paddlers. Susak Molinero from Spain is here. Yona Rivet from Brittany, France on the NSP. We've got Natsumi Baba, a new up-and-coming athlete from Japan. Alba Alonso Frey, of course. Kim Barnes, the silver medalist in the long distance. Rika Okwaki, what a strong field of women athletes.
Ooh, what a strong heat right here.
So top 6 will all go through, and once again we have the 3 Americans, Rob, in together.
I talked to Fiona this morning. She said her blood sugar is better than it was, but it is not at its best. So let's see what that equals for her. And
maybe she was giving you some false information, though, so that the rest of the field will now think...
she's trying to throw everybody off.
She's throwing everyone off. She's a very cunning paddler, Fiona Wild.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I talked to Kim, and she's... excited that her board got repaired. Big damage to her board. Here they go.
Good reaction by Rika Okwaki on the SIC Maui, but Fiona Wild has got the best. Yona Rivet unfortunately goes down. That's a very disastrous start
two people
by
going
the
down.
French
Fiona with the whole
athlete.
shot, though.
Oh, going over twice.
That's
Is that
Susak Molinero.
Come on,
Susak
Susak.
Molinero on the son of a board, also struggling with recovery. At the front, though, it is on the left-hand side, Seychelles joining the fun at the front of the race with Fiona Wild leading the pack.
All right, let's see what they do around this first buoy. Again, nudging on that first buoy. A lot of that happening today. Everybody got around clean. Nice job. Kim Barnes looks like she's sitting in 5th right now.
As well as Taryn King looking good as well.
Having a little
from
bit of
South
a wobble,
Africa. We've got Rika Okwaki in 6th. So who's in 3rd?
Oh, look at those Seychelles
hats?
sprint skills right there. Pulling away and taking that front position right now.
Seychelles first. America 1, 2, and 4, I think, at this stage. Sitting in 3rd. Is that from Poland?
America moment.
Is that from Poland sitting in 3rd?
Well, she had an NSP board. No, from Poland. She's
Crossbar
there.
turn.
So
this is a slow turn right there for Seychelles.
Alba Alonso Frey, of course. Alba Alonso Frey, who's wearing a gray hat on the starboard in 3rd position right now. Top 6 go through. Who's got the 4th place? It is Rika Okwaki as Taryn King is being pushed to the side a little bit there. Rika Okwaki is going to get the 4th place. Susak Molinero really struggling.
Tough day for her right now.
With her balance right there. Camille Ouron just in front of her. But look at Seychelles back in the game in top form. The SIC Maui rider from Florida in front.
For those of you guys watching out there, it's fun watching these individuals. They want to get to that 1st and 2nd buoy first. It really makes the difference of almost most of the race, but then you see them start to settle into this longer, deeper stroke cadence And then, of course, at the end, all is fair game to get to the finish first.
Well, lots of falls, in this.
I was going to say, there's so much carnage can happen at that first buoy because they're all coming together as one and
Up!
in. She's in.
Alba Alonso
between the
goes
legs.
down. Kim Barnes is going to get the third position on that flying fish board. She is in third now. Alba Alonso Frey is still qualified though in fourth. Rika Okwaki is in fifth. There is a battle for that sixth place. Who is it at the back? Seychelles in front. Fiona Wilde in second.
Looks like the nose of Rika's board went right through her legs there.
Yeah, I think so. So we have USA 1, 2, and 3 at the moment, which corresponds with the time.
Good recovery by Yona Rive. I think she's in fifth right now. Yona from France, who fell at the start. I think she's in the top 6.
This is an interesting spot in a tech race. A lot of individuals are not. I mean, how many times do you practice running up the beach and going around a buoy? And it can make a big difference on how well they manage this turn right here, especially getting bottled up like we're seeing again.
Kim Barnes third behind Fiona Wilde. In fourth, Alba Alonso Frey in fifth. Rika Okwaki, Yona Rive in sixth right now, head-to-head with the Japanese racer Natsumi Baba, who is now sitting in fifth. So Yona is going to have to push hard. Taryn King.
I was going to say, where's Taryn King?
Just in seventh place behind Yona and Natsumi.
So an interesting thing happening here with we've seen now a couple of races today, chaps, where one of our top athletes has missed the start but managed to stay out of trouble. I wonder if there's anything in that to sort of sit back. I mean, it's a big risk you take because if you've got someone fast out in front, then you've got to try and chase them down. But to guarantee that you stay out of that trouble on that first buoy, maybe it doesn't hurt to, if you don't back yourself in as a fast starter, to maybe just stay out of trouble. I don't know. It's just a theory I'm throwing out there.
Interesting strategy. Hey, when you go around a lot of carnage, it could benefit you unless there isn't carnage.
Yeah.
And then you just find yourself in the back of the pack.
I've actually seen some pretty clever moves. I'm thinking right now, Shuri Araki at one of the top races we've seen this year, going just behind the carnage and actually taking the first position when everybody was falling.
Well,
right in front.
You can see for both Seychelles and Fiona, that's their toe side turn right there and just making it a little bit slower there.
So Alba Alonso Frey back in third position. Kim Barnes being pushed a little bit to the side from the USA in fourth or fifth position. Rika Okwaki gets the inside. Now she is in that top 5 or top 6
Rika
position.
and Kim right here in this 4-5 bubble right here. It's going to be interesting to see what they do around these next two buoys.
So at the moment, it's Taryn King who's just outside the top 6. You can see her. You would expect that she's a very fast sprinter, so there's a chance that she may be able to make up some ground on this last run for home. But at the moment, she is the one who's sitting just outside the top 6.
We need to confirm that. I think it's actually Yona Rive just in front of her, who's currently in 7th position. I think it's Natsumi Baba from Japan in 6th. So there is definitely going to be some big battles going on between Taryn King, Natsumi Baba, and Yona Rive for that top 6 position. But at the front, Seychelles in the lead, Fiona Wilde in second, Kim Barnes now making a move.
Kim Barnes making a nice turn right there. It gives her a chance for third.
So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yona Rive in 7th right now. She's going to have to push really hard if she wants to get that top 6 position. Natsumi Baba is just in front of her from Japan. Seychelles, though,
digging deep.
Pretty well. She's still going for it for sure, but she's just shown everyone what she's capable of.
She doesn't look very phased right there. I don't know. She looks in good form.
Well, she's paddled a perfect race, really. So a bit of congestion now behind her.
Oh, this right here, Fiona. Fiona's maybe losing a smidge of ground right here. Let's see if
matter.
she can hold number 2.
She doesn't. It doesn't matter where, I suppose, you come in that.
It's all about getting that leash off. There's Seychelles.
Seychelles, the SIC Maui rider in first. Now Sprint finish
Sprint
for
finish.
second place between two starboard riders, Fiona Wilde and Alba
It
Alonso
looked
Frey.
like Alba kind of gave Fiona the nod and said, you got this.
Rika Okuaki from Japan in fourth, Kim
Kimberly
Barnes
Barnes.
in fifth, and sixth, we've got Yona Rive in sixth.
There's some shaking of heads there. There's interesting
So
conversation happening.
Yona Rive gets her qualification. Natsumi Baba, unfortunately, finishing in seventh, and Taryn King is going to miss out on a big final as well. Marta Apanasovic now crossing the line. Holly Pye from Great Britain. Woo! What a big semi-final by
was
the
fun.
Americans.
Suzak's done well to catch the field again, hasn't she? I mean, she spent more time in the water than on top of it.
I tell you what, it's so frustrating when you fall and you try to get on that skinny board that's 20 inches wide, and then you slide right off the other side, and you pretty much wrestle an alligator, especially when there's some wind out there. That wind is like yesterday, but it feels more gusty, and you can see those buoys every once in a while. They're really tipping on their sides, which plays a big role. Those buoys are not overly pinned down, and they can't. It's in the ocean here with tides coming in and out. But you can see when the tide is down a little bit, like it is, those buoys are shifting a lot, and that's hard because athletes are lining themselves up.
Just jump in, Rob. Sorry. Big news there. Plume has been disqualified.
Oh.
Natapak Koman disqualified from that men's junior race, and that's a big disappointment, not just for him, but also for the Thai fans who are here to watch him
For
paddle
the,
today. He was
the host nation of
what
this event.
But that is a big news there that Plume, because I was looking there at the top six and I thought, well, there's someone missing there because we didn't call that six over the line. So Plume missing out with disqualification. Big news there for the men's race.
So Juliette Duhaime won in 6 minutes and 54 seconds. These are the top six athletes from the semi-final number one. Isaskun Martin from Spain, Maddie McCasey from New Zealand, Melanie Lafenêtre, the defending champion from France, Espe Barreras, the new world champions in long distance, and Anna Cherky from Switzerland. And settling for a B final, Laura Kedglas, Aida Nepola, Irene Negri from Thailand, George Chili from Taipei, Sonia Kaimari from Spain, and Rekta Slekta, a former junior silver medalist back in 2021 in Lake Balaton, Hungary. Rekta Slekta, they go to the B final.
Now, there's a bit of chat going on online. Brad has just sent a message in, and Rob, you can answer this because you were there. Brad says, I just rewatched Tim Oliver's disqualification, and the judges need to give their head a shake. There's carnage in every heat, especially at the first buoy. Unfair that Tim is penalised for something he didn't cause. Rob, you had the best seat in the house. You saw it. What happened?
Well, tough for me to call. I have to.
It's not tough for you to call,
I
man.
have to
Come
be
on.
impartial and go with the judges because the judges have the final say. But I think they are in a really tough position, and I honestly do not envy Naomi's position as race director here today because.
So, from what you saw, so Tim's board, he took another paddler off.
What the call was there was a protest that Tim's board ran into the paddler in front of him, and that disadvantaged that paddler who fell off. He launched that protest, and the protest
Was upheld.
There was a counter protest by the Canadian team and Tim, saying that, hey, this is rubbing is racing. This wasn't egregious. It didn't look intentional by any means, and the counter protest was not upheld. So the original protest was upheld. That the DQ stood. I think there's obviously a lot of energy and tension. The Canadian crew is not very happy about the decision, but hey, this is a tough race, especially with that first buoy so close. You have 12 people barreling in at a time. It's really hard. So I give the judges the credit, but it's tough to make those calls.
It reminds me of the South Park song, Blame Canada.
Cartman.
So
But, I mean, it's not a contact sport. So hang on, let's introduce our field now because
But you know what? We haven't seen a race that didn't have contact in it. So it's really tough. Tough to say.
Semi-final number 1. We've got 4 semi-finals ahead of us. We've got Liran Mashlev in lane number 1. Fidan Dukas from Greece in lane number 2. Yu Chun Yuan from Taipei in lane number 3. We've got another Infinity Speed Freak. That's Arthur Arutkin from France in lane number 4. Look at this sexy guy, Eric Tenorio from Brazil in lane number 5. Shuri Araki, definitely a favorite from Japan, the 17-year-old Noik Garyu. He's got 2 gold medals. He wants a 3rd gold medal today. There was Trevor Tunnington just behind him. Daniel Sulio from Hungary.
Get out of the picture, Trevor. Get out of the picture in the background, man. Come on.
Another blonde ponytail. That is Tomas Grossup from Czechia. Here's Roberto Canedo from España.
He's looking pretty happy there.
Yeah, he's looking pretty pumped.
Takahiro Kashiwabara from Japan. And Paolo Marconi, who's been racing really well with that fine Italian moustache.
Paolo, give us a smile, bro. Come on.
That's the one, Paolo.
Paolo looks sunscreened up. He's ready. He's ready for this sun and this heat.
So,
man, what a stacked field again.
I just got a message through from Eric Tenero's family. They're saying, Matthew, can you stop calling him sexy? It's putting him off his game. It's put him right off his game. He can't focus knowing that he's a bit of a sex symbol for the Total SUP editor and the Total SUP readership.
What do we have for any predictions here? I mean, boy, this is a semi-final. This could easily be a final right here.
It really could be. And folks, if you're wondering if it's going to be willing, only the top 3 will go straight through to the final. So when you look here at what's at stake. Now, Noiguru is trying to become the first senior athlete, the first elite athlete to have a clean sweep of the gold medals at a world championship.
It's not going to be an easy one, especially with those top names. So many big names for just 3 spots in the A final. Shuri Araki, Noi Garyu, Eri Tenoyo, Arthur Aritkin, Daniel Sulio. Woo, such a big field. Lots of dark horses as well. Liran Mashlev from the ICF. Fidan Dukas, super fast also, racer from Greece. I can't wait to see the action unfold here in Jomtien Beach, Pattaya, Thailand on day number 5, the last day of the 2023 ICF SUP Worlds. Don't go away because we've got big things coming up. Yep. 2 semi-finals for the open men, and we will have a break, I guess, for...
I think it's 3 semi-finals.
Four semi-finals, actually. 4
yes,
semi-finals with 3 athletes. So 3 more races to go, and then we'll take an hour break, and then we will be having our B finals and A finals.
Here we go.
This
We're ready
afternoon. That's Liran Mashlev.
Who will get to the first buoy first, you reckon?
I think Noik's going for it for sure. He's the sprinter.
I'm thinking the sexy man.
So is Iri.
Shuri Araki's got the best of the Japanese in the middle. Nui Garyu looking pretty good. Tomas Grossup goes down from Czechia. But Noe Garyu, Eri Tenoyo, Arthur Erkin, the 4 favorites are at the front. Daniel Studio is not too far behind, perhaps sitting in now 3rd or 4th place. But Noe Garyu showing how it's done, reaching buoy number. Ooh,
nice.
Good recovery there.
Look at all the foot steering going on there. These guys have some amazing skills happening. Erie,
what's going on there?
Ouch. Eri Tenoyo can't put his paddle down. As Arthur Aritkin on his right-hand side is making a move to the front.
Looks like Arthur's taking the lead there a little bit. He got the advantage with being able to get his paddle in.
So now they take a moment to get their breath.
Ooh, look at that move by Shuri Araki. Shrimpy versus Chicken.
Big move.
Japan versus
number
France.
3 right now.
Wow, and who's...
Daniel Studio looking pretty good,
Studio coming together nicely.
A little bobble right there.
Now Arthur Arikin in 4th place. Eri Tenoyo in an unfortunate 5th place right now. It's not over yet. We've got 2 laps to go. But Shrimpy now taking the lead ahead of Chicken. That's the nickname of Noe Garyu.
I think these guys want to just get out there. They do not want to mess with this field. They know it's stacked. And right now, nobody's going to let up for these next 3 buoys.
Surely somewhere along the line here, they have to take a breather.
No.
You can't maintain that pace and do these turns, surely, for 1,000 meters. That's a long...
There you go. You can see them breaking into that
right.
cadence right there.
A very different style of paddling between Shuri Araki, who's all about high cadence, and Noe Gayu, who's all about power.
Oh, look at Daniel Hasuyo.
Yep.
He's looking like he's...
Man, he's got to be feeling really great about being in third right now.
He's
I saw him
stalking.
this morning. He looked relaxed.
Yep.
Arthur Rukin right there, number 4. They're all just kind of falling in line right now. Erie a little bit off the bubble of that 4 or 5.
Daniel Hasuyo is like a stalking horse, just sitting there waiting to put the trotter down on top of anyone who gets in his way. And
Daniel Studio is not safe. I'm telling you, Daniel Studio is not safe. There's 2 big champions just on his tail, and that's Arthur Arikin and Eri Tenoyo also. So
yeah, they want it.
I think Georgia Schofield could
Paolo
come into play
Marconi,
here.
6.
She's
Look
going to
at
be...
Shuri. He took this whole back stretch, just sprinting it out, and picked up a 3-4 board length lead right there. Quick around the flag too.
So the question I've got for you boys, has Shuri Araki outraced Nui Guru here, or is Nui just taking his time? Is he just keeping his powder dry, saving it for the final?
I don't know. We're going to find out. I think Shuri is probably...
Oh, hang on a minute. What's happened? There's been...
Arthur
Arikin goes down.
Arthur went down. Erie is now in 4th. Arthur is in 5th, but barely hanging on right there.
Wow, we've seen... Oh, and someone else has had some trouble getting back. We've had some issues with paddlers getting back on the
That's
board.
Liran Mashlev from the ICF going down.
Gee, we've seen some paddlers struggling to get back on the board.
I know
after
that feeling when you come around there and you throw that board in. When the fin catches the sand, it stops and you don't.
I think maybe, yeah, well, and in fact, you called that earlier on, Matthew, that some of the paddlers need to be aware that the fin, if you throw the board down too early, you're going to end up having some
Getting
trouble.
stuck.
Well, and the tough part about this beach is it's like a 4-foot drop-off within a couple feet. So if you take one extra wrong step, you're waist-deep water, and you can't get on your board very easy. So there's a really small margin of error right there. Man, look at Sherry just crushing it.
Yeah, this is, I think, I'll tell you what.
Oh, look at that turn. Beautiful.
There's a-
2-stroke turn
There's
for
a-
Shrimpy. Noe Gayu in 2nd place right now. Daniel Studio in 3rd. Eri Tenoyo and Arthur Arikin.
Oh, gee, that's cutting it fine. Wow.
Looking
I
looking
thought
good,
Daniel
looking good.
Julio was going to take Nui out there, but he managed to.
Do you think Noik and Daniel right there are just saying, you know what, I think we can hold this position to get to the final? Or do they want to try to catch Sherry right now?
As Matthew said, there's some quality athletes breathing down their neck there, and if it comes to a
Yeah,
sprint,
you can't let up.
Nope. You want to nail this last buoy, because I tell you what, look at me, I'm saying buoy now. I've been sitting next to you two bullheads for too long.
We've corrupted him.
You've corrupted me. By the way, big shout out to Matthew that he introduced me to a word in the English language yesterday that I'd never heard of. I said that captainship was not a word, and at 1 o'clock this morning he sent me a text with a link to the Oxford Dictionary.
That was right after his massage last night.
His third one of the night. Oh, what's happening
here
here,
they go.
folks?
Final
Big
buoy
buoy.
turn.
Let's see. Is the race going to be?
Noik 2, Daniel 3, Erie 4,
Ooh.
Arthur 5.
Oh, Arthur Arikin,
Arthur
a big
maybe.
aggressive move by the Frenchman Arthur Arikin.
But look at Daniel. He's pinned the ears back now. He is racing for the beach, and I tell you what, he will know. He will know that there's some action going on behind him. Look
There we
at
go.
there. There we go. So
Oh, look at Erie and Arthur. This is a sprint finish right there for these guys.
in
Daniel
fact,
Studio has Daniel Studio lost his third position,
my
I think.
goodness, Erie
He
is
has. Eri
outsprinting
Tenoyo is now
no,
pushing
Daniel's
hard.
still third.
Noik knows he's got to
still
put the gas
third.
down too.
Eri Tenoyo, though, making his move. Noe Gayu clinging to the 2nd position. There is going to be a tight finish between Eri Tenoyo, the Brazilian, and Daniel Studio, the Hungarian. It's all happening now. I think Eri Tenoyo is going to reach the beach in
Nui,
3rd.
get moving, Nui.
Noe Gayu 2nd.
Noik, Erie.
Eri Tenoyo from
Wow,
Brazil gets
Erie.
his qualification for the big final. Very
heartbreak.
unfortunate for Daniel Studio from Hungary, finishing in 4th place. Arthur Redkin in 5th, and Paolo Marconi from Italy in 6th position.
And Daniel just saying
Wow,
far out.
shoot.
Wow, that's heartbreak for Daniel Hasuyo there.
I
He
tell you
was-
what, Erie just said, you know what? I am going to turn the gas on right now. Went from that 4-5 bubble
Yeah.
straight into 3rd. Ooh,
Roberto Canedo saying hi to the camera.
get it.
Hola,
Nice job.
Roberto.
Wow, what a finish. I tell you what, that is exciting, isn't it? I tell you what.
That's replay material right there.
It really, really is. But Daniel Hasuyo, he turned in 3rd position at the last buoy, but what a sprint finish there from the man declared by our co-commentator here, Mathieu Astier, as the sexiest man in world stand-up paddling.
Listen,
And-
if you're watching, this is why you're watching this race, because of this stuff going on. You're seeing the best of the best. Even though this is a semifinal, man, are these guys going at it. They know they have everything on the line. And, woo! Can't wait to rewatch that one.
6, Peru, 7, Japan, 8, Great Britain, 9.
All right, semi-final number 2. We've got 3 more to go. And obviously some big names as well in this semi-final number 2 with Itzel Delgado on the infinity right there in the middle of your screen. Right, Taguchi, obviously favorite from Japan. Blue Yu from Great Britain on the NSP. That's the gentleman with the blue hat. Thomas Lacerda is in there. Antonio Morillo as well.
Yep, we'll introduce the field in just a moment when we get in. Here we go.
Here we go. With Ole Schwartz from Germany, the tall blonde athletes. We've got Hao Zheng from China. Here's Manuel Oyuela from Suances, Cantabria, Spain. Here's Antonio Morillo from El Cangrejo Moro Club in Barbate, Andalucía. Here's Fernando Perez from Spain as well. It's El Delgado, the Peruvian Prince.
The Peruvian Prince.
On the Infinity.
Ooh, throwing out the shaka.
Right, Taguchi.
From Japan, a clear favorite. Blue Ewer, Mr. James Bond, according
Declared by
to
the
Ginny
online
Banks.
community as the
I
new
want to start
James
doing
Bond.
sunscreen like Rye.
Thomas Lacerda from Portugal. Here's Bastian Grimm, one of the up-and-coming racers from Germany. Yoongjun Park from Korea. And Vadim Korobov, a canoe sprint champion from Lithuania, converted to SUP racing a couple of years ago.
I think he still does the canoe sprint as well. So good to see him here, though.
For everybody out there watching, what's predictions? Top 3 to the first buoy.
The Peruvian
Rai
Prince is
Taguchi.
obviously fast. Rai
Itzel,
Taguchi is
Rai.
fast.
Rai Morillo and Itzel, I guess Itzel.
I'm just looking forward to seeing the first buoy. Is so exciting. That, and then when they re-enter the water after the run on the sand, it's where all the action's happening.
They get a ready go, is what they do. There they go.
Fernando Perez Serra on the starboard is the fastest on his board. It's El Delgado on the Infinity from
Vadim
Peru.
Korobov's gone in. He's had a
Blue
swim.
Ewer. Right, Taguchi is in 5th place right now. That's not a good start by the Japanese, but Blue Ewer on the NSP is looking good, as well as Antonio Morillo at the front as well. Woo, what a fast start. Thomas Lacerda, I think, is in the mix as well. That's him on the NSP reaching
Here we go.
the
Wait.
first
Oh!
buoy. Thomas
Ooh.
Lacerda, it's
Made
El
it.
Delgado.
Oh, there's a bottle up right there.
Bastian, Ole Schwartz
Look
on
at Ollie
the
getting in
starboard,
there.
pushing hard from Germany. Now in 2nd place, it's El Delgado retaining the leading position though on the Infinity at the front. Top 3 go through to Final A.
So everybody, Vadim Korobov had a stack at the start, but he's the only one who has gone into the water so far. So everybody else has got away clean.
Itzel with the toe side turn there. Ollie bumping him just a little bit, trying to get around.
And
big move
Thomas
there coming
Lacerda.
through. Yeah, big move.
Oh,
from,
it's actually Antonio
Murillo.
Morillo. Antonio Morillo
Oh,
in the
somebody's
2nd
down.
place. Ole Schwartz in 3rd, right? Taguchi is going to have to make one of his signature moves if he wants a piece of that Final A.
So we got Ollie Schwartz, have we, leading at the moment? I don't think
In
we
3rd
would,
place.
We would not
Itzel
have,
in front. Ollie 3rd.
oh, he's 3rd. Sorry, yes.
It's
correct.
El Delgado in 1st. on the infinity board from Peru. So it's Peru, Spain, Antonio Murillo in second.
There was a big move from Murillo on that first buoy. He managed to sneak under the guard of Ollie Schwartz and grab hold of second position. Let's see if he does a similar thing on this turning buoy here, because as we're seeing, a good turn can make a big difference.
Right, trying to get that inside
look at
lane,
Right
maybe
Taguchi.
just
If I was
a little
Ollie
bit.
Schwartz now, I'd be feeling very nervous because you're about to get a
No,
starboard
he's going to
up
go
the
around the
boogaloo.
outside.
Right Taguchi in fourth, Blue Ewer in fifth, Thomas Lacera in, Fernando Perez Serra in fifth.
Look at that, boards all over.
Everyone's
Carnage at buoy 4.
No, they're okay. Everybody's all right. Everyone's staying on their board. Nobody lost a significant amount of time, but it is the Peruvian Prince who's looking pretty good out in
It's
front.
looking good, just
Yep.
kind of leading the front, leading the pack here, making
And,
it look smooth.
Itzel's
And-
brother actually lives in Thailand. And after years
Raul.
working for Starboard, Raul is actually going to be a teacher in an international school.
Nice.
So leaving the SUP race world.
Raul plays a big role with the
Professionally.
inflatable division and starboard as well.
And
All right, there's Antonio. making
Antonio
a smooth
Murillo,
turn,
second.
Two smooth turns, two smooth landings.
Oh, right, Taguchi now has
Now
got the
picking up third, Ali
position.
Ali looked like he bobbled there a little
what
bit.
a poor re-entrance by
Ollie
Ollie
Schwartz.
Schwartz from Germany. Blue Ewer
Wow.
might even be able to overtake him for fourth place. Fernando Perez Serra is just behind him.
Look at the crowd building up there on the right there. It's a really good crowd starting to come down now to check out what all the noise is about, and I think that they're going to fall in love, as we all have, with stand-up paddleboarding. They've got the best seat in the house there to see these paddlers as they charge back into the water. One last lap, 500 metres, and these top three at the moment, they will, if nothing changes, that will be the three that go into the final. Really good race from Raya Taguchi, because it was a great call of the start, Matthew. You called that he was stuck behind everybody else and managed to work his way through the field, and now he's sitting in third position.
Yeah, Rye really made a move there. Ali probably a little bit disappointed in his re-entry there. He lost 2 positions on that.
Ooh,
gee.
Itzel.
It's all
Losing
taking
his balance a little bit.
Taking a
Well, we're
wide
gonna
lane. Antonio getting the inside, change it into first.
That is 2 brilliant turns that we've seen Antonio Murillo do. On both times, he's moved up a position at least. So, that is a lesson there for kiddies watching at home. If you want to know how to do a turn, just go back and key in your search engine, Antonio Murillo, brilliant
there you go.
turns.
Itzel pulling it back there, taking his blackfish as fast as he can right there.
So the 3 favorites are at the front: Antonio Murillo, Itzel Delgado, and
if
Rai Taguchi.
Rye sprints right here on this, he'll have the inside lane at the buoy if he can get priority. He's got to get his nose halfway in front of Antonio for him to have the right way at that turn, and it looks like he was trying.
Now, this could be interesting.
Might get pinned. No, he's going for it.
Are they going to be sensible? Are they going to just get into single file, or is somebody going to try and do something clever here? Right to Gucci. Oh, careful.
Race 67.
All right,
Okay,
well,
there's 1, 2, 3, making a smooth turn around 4.
Blue Ewer currently in 4th. Will the
I think he's too far
Englishman?
back. I think he's too far back.
I think
Surely
it's a
you
bit
can't
far.
make
Yeah,
up
right.
that ground.
Taguchi now pushing. I don't know why Rai does that. You know, he was leading for the long distance throughout the race, and
Look at him put the
wasn't
hammer
able
down.
to win it.
Rye
Yeah, I
coming from behind now in the first position.
think-
Antonio number 2, Itzel number 3.
I think you're right, Matthew. He doesn't need to do this, does
He doesn't.
It's-
He doesn't.
it's-
That's just energy wasted. When you're at the front with such a big lead over the competition, that you don't really need to prove your worth.
And
Everybody
look at him.
knows what he's capable of. He was definitely one of the biggest buzz. He created some buzz content last year.
Rye
look-
Taguchi coming from
beautiful.
what, 6th
May-
or
may-
7th?
maybe
even
it's
behind
a,
further.
At an APP World Tour, yeah.
Maybe it's a psychological
Antonio
thing.
number 2, Itzel
Though.
number 3.
You know, you psychologically to finish ahead of those boys.
Yeah.
Maybe it's worth doing that. But you're burning up some energy that you.
Nice
could
finish
save.
for Blue.
So settling for B final, Blue Ewer in 4th, Fernando Perez Serra in 5th, and Bastian Grimm on the Sonova from Germany, and he's actually pleased with that. No, it's not Manuel Oyuela. Manuel Oyuela who is going to
There's
finish.
Ollie coming through.
And Ollie's fought, lost a lot of ground. Thomas Lacerda is not making through. Here's Bastian Grimm, another son of a rider, crossing the line. Wow.
Wow, what a lot of lead changes in that race.
So
That's the fun stuff right there. I don't know. I get excited when I see a lot of movement in such a short course.
You are, as Warren Zevon once sang, you are an excitable boy, though. No doubt about that, Rob. On the chat line, Jenny reckons, Jenny says, I have a feeling the men's results won't stand. I think she's talking about the first semi-final. Maybe she saw something. Jenny, I think, knows a bit about the sport, but she thinking that there may be a challenge or something.
And look who's cheering for Isel on the chat line, Dave Binney, the CEO of Infinity. We're moving on to semi-final number 3, though, with Jérémy Tolade from France in lane number 1, Edwin Cornier from Puerto Rico in second, Titouan Puyot, the French captain, NSP figurehead in third. We've got Michael Booth, aka Boothie, from Perth, Australia. We've got the Bulgarian James Bond in fourth. That's Andre Crater. We've got Johnny Hagen from Australia, a former surf life-saving champion. We've got Ludovic Tallard, one of the dark horses to watch out for. He did really well in the long distance. We've got Clément Colmas, also a favorite. Look at that great t-shirt, the solo step t-shirt he was wearing on that for picture day. Is Davide Alpino, also an underdog who finished fourth in the sprint the other day. We've got Zirui Li from China. Here's Herman Hussein from Thailand/Germany. He lives in Germany, comes from Thailand. Former canoe sprint champion,
2012 London Olympics.
Samuel Pesca from Czechia. Always looking good, Samuel, and a fun guy to hang around with.
I just want to note that there are the most curly hairdos in this.
A lot of curly
right
hair.
here, and that gets me excited.
There's a lot of
the mess that I have up there.
And theirs is all different color than yours, Rob. They're obviously using dye, though. Yours
There's
is
a
natural.
little salt and pepper after the 40 plus.
Yeah, there is some good. Do you reckon any of these boys have perms? Not Herman Hussein certainly doesn't have a perm. Just wondering whether any of these boys have had a bit of perm work going on. So we've got James Bond, aka 007, aka Andre Crater, in the middle of the field. Right next to him, Michael Booth, Johnny Hagen, Ludovic Tallard, Titouan Puyot is in this race. Wow.
Yeah.
Clément Colmas,
Clément Colmas, who had to pull out of the long distance race the other day due to a stomach bug.
So only 3 athletes will go through from this field. You can expect that, I would expect that James Bond in the middle of the field will be one of the early leaders. He's very, very fast early on.
It's also, what's also playing a role right now, it's 11:15. These guys all woke up early, but it's getting hotter out there. The wind is a little bit stronger. That heat is pretty stifling out there, and the humidity is sticky at best.
Oh, Andre Crater had the best reaction time for sure. Andre Crater on the Sonova board right there in the middle, right next to Johnny Hagen on the Deep Ocean board in second right now. Michael Booth has got a pretty good start too.
Nice start on the outside
Chinese
there.
though, the Chinese, look at him, Zirui Li on the outside, on the right of your screen in second, maybe even first place for the Chinese. Clément Colmas is looking pretty good in third place. Titouan Puyot and Michael Booth are trying to catch up.
Oh, the Chinese, who was that? Just absolutely butchered that turn. Was it the Chinese paddler, Zero Li? Just lost a lot of ground there. He's gone from second back to fifth, I think.
I tell you what, taking that outside lane around that first buoy seems to be beneficial for a lot of these guys.
Look at the man, the hired gun here, the secret agent 007, Andre Crater.
Looking great.
Clément Colmas, though, moving into second, and is that on his inside?
Titouan Puyot.
Titouan,
look at that move by Titouan
turn.
Puyot, now taking the lead on the NSP. Titouan Puyot, the French captain, now taking the lead over Andre Crater from Bulgaria, and Clément Colmas,
Boothie getting caught up in some
also
traffic
from
there.
New Caledonia, France.
I think Johnny Hagen went in the water and nearly took out his Australian teammate Michael Booth. So there'll be a few harsh words after a quiet beer tonight about that little move, I think. But
Andre Crater with that nice deep paddle stroke, making up some of that time that he lost at that buoy turn.
Yeah, recovering first position, Andre Crater. What a year it has been for Andre. I mean, last year I think his best result was winning the B final in the sprints. And this year he's clearly one of the top names of the entire competition. He scored his first medal in stand-up paddle racing under the ICF just 3 days ago in the sprints.
Tell you what, though, he needs to work on his turns. He's going to, in the final, if he makes it through to the final, they will exploit that. If he keeps making turns like that, they will just...
And just outside of Final A is Michael Booth right now in 4th place, followed by Johnny Hagen from Australia also. So 2 Australians in 4th and 5th.
It's been a good recovery by Johnny Hagen. I thought he went in the water. So that's a pretty good effort for him to get back up and to be sitting in 5th position right now. But we're coming down now to the only portage. And it is Andre Crater leading the field, representing Bulgaria. He's an international man of mystery. He's represented about 4 different countries during his paddling career, but now he's a proud Bulgarian.
Andre.
And we've got 2 Tolad brothers in this semi-final. Jeremy and Ludovic.
Watch this.
Nice.
Watch that, folks. That's what you do. That's how you do
Smooth
it.
T2, nice
Look
re-entry.
at that from Puyo in the second. That was beautiful.
No mistakes so far. Let's see how Boothie does it.
Yeah.
That's also well handled by the Australian. Still in 4th place, Clément Colmas is going to have to push harder.
Look at Michael Booth. Look at Michael Booth making a move now
Michael,
on the Frenchman.
I think he wants to get in this final right now.
Of course he does. Yeah, he's an Australian man. You don't sit in B finals. B finals are not for the Australians, my friend. We just go straight into the A. And look at Boothie now.
That's
I think
him,
Michael
Boothie
Booth's
pushing
making his
hard.
move.
Yeah.
But Clément's got the inside advantage, reaching buoy number 1 of the course. Another lap to go. Andre Crater, though, very impressive looking in front of Titouan Puyo.
Nice foot steering there.
Puyo looks like he's quite happy to settle in second. He did challenge for the lead there momentarily, but then when Crater got back in front, I think Puyo thought, okay, I'm happy just to sit here for a bit and let Andre do all the work. But I tell you what, Tituan, you might need to be careful because there's 2 blokes coming up behind you now.
Yeah, they're not going to give up on that final stretch. That's
they
for
are
sure.
racing each other, and when you do that, all of a sudden the blokes in front of you get a lot closer.
I think T2 knows as long as he stays close, he can stay
close. Oh, look at
Boothie's
move. Here's the move. Here's the move from the Australian, but Clément Colmas now digs deep, just puts a little gap there again. So this race for 3rd position, folks, that's where all the action is in this race, because I think Crater are in front and Puyo sitting second. They look safe at the moment. I think the race is for 3rd, and that is the final spot up for grabs in the final.
There you go. Boothie taking a wide line, getting some fresh water out there. Let's see what he can do.
I tell you what, who would you back in? You'd back Colmar in a sprint.
Andre pushing that buoy out of the way.
You'd back Colmar in a sprint finish over Michael Booth, would you or not? Well, we're about to find out.
Clément Colmas
we're about to find out.
He's pretty strong, though. I mean, Michael Booth now. Trying to get that inside. Reaching buoy number 4.
What's going to happen here?
He can't get his paddle anywhere.
He's trying to shut him out.
Boothie goes down. Clément Colmas got a clear.
He's still in 4th currently. If he can keep
Ludovic Tolad coming in 5th.
Absolutely.
Ahead of Johnny Hagen,
now
6th.
From what we saw, that definitely was not Clément Colmas's fault. He was in front, wasn't he? Michael Booth tried to cut inside him.
Michael Booth's nose was in front of his feet, though. That
and taking the lead is at Titouan Puyo now, taking the lead. Indeed, the Frenchman, the French captain,
so
who's
let's have
decided
a look
to grow a
behind.
moustache for the month of November. That's called Movember.
So Boothie's digging deep here, but unfortunately, having taken that swim, that will cost...
That messes with your mind when you're in the water, too.
Yeah. Well, lots of things you need to think about. The baby sharks, the little sharks that are apparently swimming around out there.
T2.
Not to get a gob full of water is very important.
T2 in 1st, Andre Crater.
Where did we miss that switch?
In 2nd, here comes Clément Colmas, another Frenchman to make it to the A final. So 3 New Caledonians are qualified for the A final. Michael Boothie.
Does Boothie look happy with life at the moment? I don't think so. I think he's not impressed.
Ludovic Solat 5th,
with,
and
with what happened
Johnny
at that
Hagen
last
6th,
buoy.
David Alpino 7.
I mean, he had to do it. He had to do it, Michael Booth. He had to make a move. He had to be brave. But just that gap was getting tighter and tighter the closer he got to the buoy. And in the end...
Jeremy
finishes,
Tolad
gentlemen.
finishing, and Herman Höslein
All right,
from Thailand.
You boys are both... You both know the sport a lot better than what I do. Was what you saw there... Was there anything wrong with what Clement Colmas did? He was in front. There's nothing.
No.
It's not his responsibility to get out of Michael Booth's way, is it?
No, I think
it's a tough call.
Why is it a tough call?
Well, when your nose is in front of somebody's legs and you're on the inside lane, you do have priority. It doesn't mean that individual has to stop and give you room, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough on a technical race. I don't know how these judges have to call this stuff because it's just rubbing is racing in this series here. So I think they have to stick with that, and I think that's probably how that will go.
All right. Well, we will have to wait for the judges, and of course, it's up to Michael Booth if he wants to lodge a protest. But I would feel though that if you were if you were Clement Colmas and you got knocked off the boat by Michael Booth, you'd have a much stronger case. But then, look, what do we know? Aaron Sanchez from Spain. Do we miss Dongha Jang from Korea? In lane number 3, Linus Carlsen from Sweden. In lane 3. Here he is, the man. He's coming back with a goatee and a mo. Mr. Ty Judson. Good to have you back, Ty. Where have you been, bro?
Mikolaj Majdan from Poland.
In lane 4, lane 5. Sorry.
Christian Andersen, a.k.a. Polar Bear from Cold Hawaii, Denmark.
Connor Baxter, a bit of trash talk going on there. I think I can see him trash talking to a few of the guys alongside him, just getting inside their heads.
Here's Anastasios Tsouris from Greece. David Leao, the SIC Maui rider from Bahia, Brazil. Here's Nikos Valas from Greece. Lane number 10. Guy Tongye from China, who's had a pretty successful week. And Sota Iwai from Japan, also a top racer in Japan.
Now, yesterday, because of the camera angle, we didn't get to see Connor Baxter do his trademark. Last year, he pioneered a new starting style. It was like, we called it the kangaroo. Remember that, Matthew? He was.
There will be no kangaroos in this water.
You reckon? You watched it? You don't think so?
No, there's not enough room. You'd be underwater.
All right,
it's
then.
too big of a drop-off.
All right. I'm disappointed in that because I enjoyed the kangaroo move last year.
I think we should talk to this ocean about that.
Well, I'm sure he's got something cunning planned for the start here because he needs to get out and get into that top 3 if he's going to have a date with destiny in the final. Just 3 athletes to go through. This is our final race of the morning, chaps. Let's hope it's a good one. It's been a great morning of racing so far. A little bit of sneaky advantage. Yeah, good on the judges.
That's Emily, the judge.
She's on her game. She is on her game, eh? Here we go.
Ready?
Underway.
Woo!
No.
Great
look!
start by Connor Baxter
smooth,
in the lead.
A lot of air.
Connor Baxter was almost
Already
on board.
Christian Andersen
while it was
on the
still on the
cheetah
sand.
board by NSP in second place right now. Who's on the SIC Maui board? Of course, it is David Leao from Brazil. Aaron Sanchez from Spain is in 4th. We have a tight battle for top 3 position. David Leao and Aaron Sanchez fighting for that 3rd place. But David Leao's got it right now on the SIC Maui board. At the front, though, it is
what a start.
Connor Baxter on the starboard in front.
That was possibly the fastest start we've seen of the day. He was up and standing before the rest
So
of the paddlers
fast.
even got
It
into
seemed
the
like
water.
he just had a lot of room, too.
Well, he bolted out of the starting blocks. Nobody could get near him, and he was standing up and had 2 or 3 strokes in before everybody else got going. So
Let's see what they can do at this first.
look at that.
Is the important
using the
buoy
butt
turn.
cheeks on the buoy again.
Ooh, Aaron Sanchez is going to go for the inside on this one just to recover that 3rd place. And he does
he's
manage
got it.
to do so. David Leao is now in 4th. Linus Carlsen in 5th.
Oi! Hello. What's going on there?
Juris, the Greek, goes down.
Watch
Tai
your head.
Jetson tries to get his way through, but Gingongye from China has got that 6th place. Christian Andersen, though, cruising behind Connor Baxter, who is in the lead very much so since pretty much the start of the race. Definitely a favorite since he is the defending champion.
Defending world champion, and I don't think we've had a world championships yet where Connor Baxter has gone home without a gold medal. So he hasn't got one this week yet. He doesn't do the distance racing, of course, but he will be fired up for today and for this afternoon. And look, good race for third, though. Look at this.
Aaron Sanchez, David Leao. Now David Leao going in third. We've got Linus Carlsen in 5th. I think it's Maidan from Poland in 4th.
Aaron Sanchez
fifth.
taking a little bit of a slower turnaround that buoy. Cost him.
So Baxter in front, Anderson second, and then a really good race for third at the moment between, we think, Sanchez and
Christian Andersen looked. No, he's farther away.
Christian Andersen in second on the Cheetah. On the Cheetah board.
So David Leao
that is the new
he's the other paddler from Brazil.
The new board model by NSP. If you've never seen that board before, that's the Cheetah, and it is the new beach race board by NSP coming in 2024. At the front, though, it is starboard with Connor Baxter from Maui.
Smooth turns by both of
Ooh,
them.
look at this race.
The race is 3 and 4 right now.
Look at this race for third. That's where the excitement is right now, because only one of those chaps can go through to the final. And I tell you, actually, you better watch out, Christian Andersen, because you are about to be joined in second position by, is it David Leao, Matthew, who's moved into third?
Aaron Sanchez. Aaron Sanchez
yes.
on the starboard.
Aaron Sanchez
It
had
is
a nice
Leao
re-entry, sprinted out of there pretty nice to claim that third solidly right now at the moment.
Yeah, it's not over yet. It's still a pretty tight battle within that group of 4 athletes. Connor Baxter, who had a bigger lead earlier on, has now been caught up by Christian Andersen, Aaron Sanchez, and David Leao. Linus Carlsen is not too far behind the Swede, who's made some big improvements to his game in the second part of 2023. He's currently qualified for the B final. Connor Baxter, though, at the front, controlling the race.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Smooth turn. Smooth turn.
There is. So that's Sanchez third.
David Leao, unfortunately,
Leao
going on the outside with the nose of his board. Won't be able to get in third position now.
He's got a bit of a wobbly boot going on there on board. On board at the moment, but I think I was about to say David Leao, I think, is just biding his time. He's waiting for one last crack at this third place. Just sitting there, maybe getting a bit of a breather now, keeping the...
Connor's definitely controlling the pace here.
It most certainly has,
I don't want to say he's slowed it down, but he's making a nice, smooth pace. Everybody's following the leader right now. I would expect somebody tries to sprint out at the finish.
Now making his move.
Here it comes.
Trying to go from 4th to 3rd is David Leao. He'll be going on the outside, though. So Aaron Sanchez should be able to block that attack, having the inside advantage. That's exactly what he's doing right there. David Leao actually being pushed back a little.
Oh, look at that! Look at the move there from Sanchez pushing, and Anderson pushing them wide.
There it is. Look at that.
Here he goes.
Oh, Aaron Sanchez won a bit of a sprint action. Look at that.
I think he wants all of it. He doesn't want second. He wants first right now.
Well, I think, does Connor Baxter look like he's panicking? I don't think so.
I don't think he's aware of what's going on there.
Yeah,
now he is.
Very, very strong move there by Aaron Sanchez. Look at him flying on those Thai waters here in Jomtien Beach. Aaron Sanchez making a big statement right in front of the Maui rider. Actually, Connor with his long legs is going to get it. Look at it.
What's going on, bro? He says.
2 starboards at the front. Christian Andersen from Klitmøller, Denmark, in 3rd. This is the top 3, which is going to the A final. David Leao, unfortunately, will have to settle for a B final. the SIC Maui rider from Bahia, Brazil.
I thought Aaron Sanchez was maybe going to go from third to first there.
Look at Baxter, though, the professional. He looked across and he went, hang on a minute. And then just the perfect exit. He had a perfect start and a perfect finish.
Oh, somebody's not happy.
So Linus Carlsen, and I think it's Tsulis outside of the B final who finishes in 7th. I think it was Mikolai Maidan who got the that spot in the B final.
Great racing.
But three big names once again making it through to the A final: Christian Andersen, Aaron Sanchez, and Connor Baxter.
All right, in just a moment we will confirm who has made it through to the finals. Were there any surprise disqualifications? Let's wait and see, because there was some pretty keen racing. So this was the second of the women's semi-finals. So Webster, Wild, Alonso, Okiaki, Barnes, Rivette. They were the top 6, I think, from memory. So no surprises there. Nobody disqualified from that race, which is good news. We want clean racing. We want fast racing. We want fierce racing. But we also want clean racing. And that's what we got. Now let's turn our attention to... So, yep, all 3. They were our 3, and they've been confirmed. Araki, Garu, and the sexiest man in world stand-up paddling, Tenorio. Well, you called it.
I saw Eri Tenorio with his shirt off yesterday, so I stand to my words.
Okay. You're the man with the microphone. So yes, no problems there. There was some chat on our chat line that there might have been some disqualifications, but nope, the judges saw nothing wrong with the way that race progressed and finished. In our second men's semi-final, Rai Taguchi, Antonio Murillo. I think he did the best turns of all the athletes out there today, and the Peruvian Prince. Delgado.
I was pretty pleased with how Itzel Delgado went into his semi-final, getting that first position at buoy number 1. I'm sure Dave Binney is going to agree with me, watching from Dana Point, California. Big hug to Dave.
So Ollie Schwartz, who was up there challenging for top 3, ended up back in 7th position.
Finished in 7th. That's... disappointing result.
I can't remember whether he was up there or not, but there were some big changes in that race throughout.
Titon Puyo got the victory in the end ahead of Andre Crater, who went from in the space of 1 year from underdog to one of a clear favorite.
Pretty impressive little final there too, of T2 taking the lead. Andre was solidly leading that whole race.
Clement Colmar, it says 3rd there and Michael Booth 4th, so let's assume there's been no protest lodged.
I don't see why there should be.
In that race.
Rubbing his racing.
Yep. And, look, we're not judges. We have no idea what we're talking about. And there we have confirmation. Connor Baxter.
Good time by Connor.
Ahead of Aaron Sanchez and Christian Andersen. David Leo, the unlucky man there, although when you look at that time, he ended up 7 seconds behind.
Good race by Mikola Maidan, making it through to the B final, as well as Linus Carlsen, who's improved a lot in 2023.
So Ty Judson on his return to ICF World Championship paddling didn't make the B final. Guitong Ye, of course, from China, also missing out on the B final as well. So what a great morning's racing we've had. We hope you've enjoyed it wherever you've been watching around the world. It's certainly been our great privilege to bring you the racing from me, Ross Solly, from my co-commentators Matthew Astier and Rob Sonoe. Thank you very much for being part of the Sanoa. Is that all right, Rob?
Nicely done. Excellent pronunciation.
Why would I start on the last day getting pronunciations right for names? We do thank you for being part of our coverage this morning. We've got about an hour's break now, a little bit over an hour, Matthew, is that right? And then
an hour.
12:30 start.
Okay, 12:30 local time start, when we're going to start racing for some gold medals. We hope you can join us then. Spread the word, by the way, folks. If friends of yours have had a sleep in or they've gone out tonight on a Saturday night in your part of the world, let them know that in an hour's time they are going to be thoroughly entertained. There's nothing more fun after you've had a night on the tiles, getting absolutely
She watched some B
slobbered.
finals first and then some A
Sit down and
finals
watch
with the
some
world's
stand-up paddling.
finest athletes in SUP racing.
Some people have actually told me that you need to be drunk to understand what's going on in a stand-up paddle race, so that you might have an advantage over the three of us. But we'll see you in about an hour from now. Thanks,
See you
folks.
in an hour.
See ya.